Eh? I can't. I have no clue what's going on. Oh, that's lethal. I can't. Can you hear that? Wow. Is that all right? Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Is that all right? Or fucking hell! No, it blew me fucking eardrums. Wow. I have no clue how to do this. It's blowing me loads. It's blowing me ears. Can you? I have no clue what's going on. I've just done the same thing. I have no clue. Can you hear that? Right, you're coming through all staticky. There's got to be a button to press. There's got to be a button to press. There's got to be a button to press. Right. Got to be a button to press. Can you hear that now?
Yes. Is that any better from me? I've tried a different microphone.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Can you hear that now?
Yes. Is that any better from me? I've tried a different microphone.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Right. I can now hear myself coming out of your speakers.
Oh, good. As long as people can hear it, you know, our people. Yeah,
sure.
I can hear you. Yeah. As long as people can hear it, you know, our people. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
As long as you can hear me and I can hear you, that's a good start, isn't it?
I can hear you sound bary cush.
Good, I can hear you just fine as well. How are you doing? Have you had a good day?
Yeah, I've been in town centre today. I've been in pubs today, like in the little Irish pubs. I've been with my people. I've been in pubs today, like in the little Irish pubs. I've been with my people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've had a few today, have you?
Well, about 6, 7. Yeah, a few. Yeah, but I'm on Blackfellas now, Guinness.
Right. Okay.
7, yeah, a few. Yeah, but I'm on Blackfellas now, Guinness.
Right. I don't know if there's anything you can do about the echo. It's a little bit distracting. I'm not going to lie.
Ah, right. Well,
I don't know if there's anything you can do about the echo. It's a little bit.
Right. Well,
Are you using headphones? Is that or am I coming out of your speakers? Is that why I can hear myself?
I've got my headphones in my phone. I've got my headphones in my phone, but I've got my laptop on, but I've turned sound down. I've got my headphones in my phone.
The sound's definitely still coming out somewhere, but I think we'll be able to work around it. So you've had a drink today, and you've was there some kind of patriotic meeting going on in your town, like there has been all up and down the country? Was there some kind of patriotic meeting going
on? Right. If you have a patriotic meeting in Bradford, your house will just get obliterated same night.
Right.
It'll just get obliterated.
Right, not so good.
No.
So is there anything you wanted to talk about this evening? Have you prepared anything for us?
No, I'm easy, me. I'll talk about me.
do you remember what we finished up on last night?
I don't know. We were just going at it, weren't we? Basically, just life. What's going on now? What we're in now? That basically people now are desperate. The people are that desperate now that they're realizing they're waking up to it. And the people that are not meant to wake up to it, like again the middle class that don't see it, that have got the mortgage in the valley on the hill, and they're seeing it now. Like
Right.
before, it were at the doors before. Now it's at the fucking tables, and they can see it now. You see, so it's them now that have got an opinion that want to stop this. This is why, like, they're all going towards restore. They're all going towards restore.
Yeah.
And like I said, restore's not a bad thing. I mean, don't get it twisted. It is not a bad thing. But you've got to understand how it. To get your foot in the door, Rupert Lowe comes across as a good man. Which, fair enough, he is better than Nigel Farage, he's better than Blair, he's better than fucking Jobs, a lot of them. But you've also got to understand, like, his son's just got married, which is fair enough. It's his business, his son's business. But you got to look deeper. Who he's married? He's married. I think she's North African. Basically, she's not European. What I'm saying here, but
Right.
also you've got to look into her family business because it's like bloodlines. You see, they keep stuff in families. So like power marries power. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like his son wouldn't have just been to go on a blind date and marry a Tom, Dick, and Harry off at the street. You know what I mean? It don't work like that. So now that his son's married into that power, I'm not calling him a bad man at all. I'm just saying now that his son's married into that power because who he's married, her parents do the stamps for the asylum to go across from Africa into Europe. No, it's all there. No.
It's rather unusual coincidence, isn't it?
Well, that's just it. It's not a coincidence, you see. If you don't learn to notice it, you don't learn to notice it. But it's not a coincidence. No, it's how it's done. So next generation then. Like I said, I mean, I like Rupert Lowe. Is the only MP that I've liked basically. I mean,
so would you say that this is like the first stage of them getting their hooks into him?
Yeah, of course it is. Right. They've already got the hooks into him. But like I said, Rupert Lowe's been awake a lot of years. He's been a member of Parliament a lot of years, right? But listen, the flies, meaning the elites, don't start flying round you until you get popular. Until you get popular.
There's been no visible signs, to my eye anyway, yet of any kind of like reason to suspect that he's compromised in any way.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. Right, everything that Rupert Lowe's done up until this time now, right now he's on brink of going into power as a prime minister over 70 million people. Yeah, right. So he wasn't a threat before. He was never a threat before, but now the establishment know that the people are behind him. All the people are behind Rupert Lowe. So now they'll look at him as a threat, but rather than get rid of that threat, they use that threat to their advantage. And this is where you'll start seeing now lobbying groups, like lobbying groups that have never been near him before, like Friends of Israel, Zionism, everything. So he can't say no, because if he says no, he won't be prime minister. Do you know what I mean? And then if he does say no, also they'll say to him, "You're anti-Semitic or something." Well, you know what I mean.
But if he goes along with it, then the people will just turn their back on him like they have done on Farage.
If you don't if you don't go along with it, he won't get his foot in door. It's that simple. He will not get his foot in door. But only thing that he can do, he's got his head on his shoulders. I respect the man because he can see it as good as me and you. He knows what's going on.
So what happens in 2029 if he hasn't got his foot in the door yet the people vote him in anyway?
I don't. What do you mean? If he gets in as prime minister or don't get in? What do you mean?
Like we vote him in despite him not playing the game, their game. Like he doesn't jump through their hurdles.
Well,
he rejects everything that they throw at him, and then we vote him in anyway. What happens then?
Well, war. Same as what happened to Germany. Same as what happened with Austria. What happened to Czechoslovakia? What happened to Italy? What happened to every European country that said no?
But aren't we facing that before we even get him in power anyway?
Yeah, but the people don't know that. You see, the people have got all their eggs in one basket, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And like I said, so, but say like you've just said, if he got into power, then went right, bugger this, I'm going to help the people 100%. The people of the United Kingdom, even though it's a company, there's no such thing as the United Kingdom. It's been made up. It's Britain. But anyway, if he says, right, I'm going to stand with people here, blah blah blah, I'm the man for the then he will get looked at as a very, he'll get looked at like that little fella in Germany with Tash. Do you know what I mean? They'll
Well,
start doing,
he's already being compared to him anyway, isn't he?
oh yeah, oh no, yeah, but this is what you're getting from Farage. You've got to understand, right? Like that, is it Talk TV and other one that are on YouTube? It's Talk TV and there's that other one, right? That Talk TV and there's that other one, Summit Talk. Anyway, but look at ones then. Just look it up. It's all on Google. Look it up for
Oh,
ones then.
yeah, I've already done that. Yeah,
It's
I know what you're
it's
talking about.
fucking
Yeah.
Jews. Basically, what I'm saying is,
Mm.
but whoever gets into power, it got twisted in 1939, 1940. All this got twisted then. It all come to fruition then. But because we didn't have the technology, if we had the technology in 1940, like what we've got now, you've got to understand in 1940 we had a radio. As families used to sit round BBC radio.
Yeah.
And BBC, B is the second letter of the alphabet. So BB is 22 and C 3. Flip it, it's 322, which is Secret Society, Skull and Bones, run from Connecticut in America. It's all from same Glover's Freemasonry. But what I'm saying is, in
Is
1940,
that part of the trolling, as you described it?
no,
Last
yeah, it's secret societies. You've got to be in a secret society to get in power. Secret societies destroy civilizations, destroy countries.
Mm-hmm.
You always get sellout. Always get sellouts.
I'm shocked and horrified that it was only within the last 12 months or so that I learned about the Fabian Society. Why is it that these so-called right-wing people that we've had in the past, why is it that Boris Johnson never told us about the Fabian Society? Why have we never been, why wasn't this common knowledge?
Because Boris Johnson, look up who his grandparents were. They were Jewish Muslims from Turkey. Right, have you ever heard of Armenian genocide in 1915, what the Turks did to the Christian Armenians? But it wasn't the Turks, it was Jews pretending to be Turks. You know what I mean? Muslim Jews. And killed, basically, they killed over 1.5 million women and men, Christian men and women, by the way, Armenian genocide. Well, his granddad well, one that shot callers for that. So were you saying like, "Ew, he's English"? He's not. He's not. He's a Muslim.
I know he wasn't. I know he wasn't even born in the UK. Oh, sorry,
No.
born in England.
Oh, I don't know about him being born. Oh no, he was born in New York. Sorry, he was born in New York. But all I'm saying is, right, if we'd have had the technology in 1940 when Chamberlain was in, and Chamberlain come back with that piece of paper, that's how we only had radio, and not even a percentage out of TV then, because TV, like I said, there was a rich man's game. Then we had radio and we had newspapers. Who owns the radio? What same families that own it now? Who own the newspapers are the same families that own it now. And the only information that our grandparents were getting and our parents were getting were off them. It was second-hand information. So when we were opening papers in 1940, then Churchill give that speech, we'll fight them on the beaches, we'll fight. We weren't even in war when he said that fucking speech. We weren't in war. It was a European squabble. That's all it was. But because they were getting his house took off him, and he had overheads, he had gardeners, he had over 22 gardeners and cooks and this and that, and he didn't want to lose it. He wasn't even in the back benches in Parliament, don't forget. He was an alcoholic, right? He was done with Admiralty. He didn't even get a seat in House of the Parliament. But they called it the focus group, right? This don't get talked about, but it's all there. Everything's there. With David Irwin, he's brought books in it. So focus group coming in 1936, because they said what we'll do is we'll keep this little alcoholic, he'll come in handy in case we need him, like liberalism. So what they did when they started pushing the power behind Churchill in 36, paid all his debts off. It's all there. Paid all his fucking debts off. These are Jews, these Zionist Jews that have done this. Right. So they got Chamberlain out of power. They put him in power May 1940. And basically, the rest is history. But he lied. We lost everything. We lost all the empire. We lost everything because I know he gets portrayed as this knight in shining armor, and no, he won't. We won our war. Them that were fighting, the Germans are our fucking people. We all come from the same bloodlines, what I'm trying to say here. All of us come from the same bloodlines in Europe, what I'm saying here. But what he did was basically, he shouldn't be held up in gold or all like that. He took us to war, rest is history. We lost all his empire. We lost everything. It put us in debt. It put us on back foot. And then he got voted out. I think it was in 44, 45. He got voted out. They dropped it in 45 straight away because they made the European Union in 45. Right, 45 you're talking here. Hitler had only been dead, what, 8 months? Then they've done European Union. So people are thinking, oh, well, this will never happen again. European Union's for our people. No, it's brought in to destroy your people. Less than 12 months after the war, it was brought straight in. And this is where we're at today with EU. The man that wrote the books on it, you've heard of Calgary Project, haven't you? Well,
I've heard you talking of it.
Right.
Until you brought it up, no.
Right, Richard Coudlin Hall fucking Calgary. He was, well, his mum was from Belgium and his dad was from Japan. He was a mongrel, what I'm saying here.
Yeah,
he was a mongrel.
I'd heard of the plan and I'd heard of the man, but I didn't know the two things were connected.
Yeah, well, he wrote a book in 1921. Well, 1925 it got published, right? Basically, he hates our people. He hates Europeans, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, English, Danish, all Europe, French. He fucking hated them, like I said, because he was a Jew, but his dad was from Japan, his mum was from Brussels. So what they do with these twisted, basically, he wrote a book. It's online now. You can get it online. I've got a copy of it. But anyway, he wrote a book saying, look, basically, we need to outbreed them. We need to mix them because don't forget that mixing, and like I said, I'm not having a pop-up because I've got relatives that are coloured. Even they're saying what's going on. We need to stop this. You know what I mean? But they try to use them against us, but most of them aren't following. What I'm saying is, what he said was, he said, we've got to put these breeds together with white, and then that's a new race. They call it the Euro Negro. It's all there. And what they do then is, if this new race, like what they've been doing since 1965, mixing, try to rise up or all like that, you just give them facts by saying, you were never here in 1800s. You never here in 70s. You've just been bred in like 1965. It's all about the push the power. Everything's about the push the power. They're trying to take us. Europe, they're trying to take off the chessboard. Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales, Denmark, everywhere. They're doing it because the people in power, like the prime ministers in power of these people, they've all gone to kiss the wall. Whoever's in power, like in French, in Germany, look them up and type in the Wailing Wall, and you'll see them there with little hats on kissing it, and you'll think, oh my God, they're not even French, they're not even Dutch, they're not even English. They're not. They're not. They've sold us out that much. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. But yeah, Churchill should not have a statue or anything like that. And like I said, when he was commander in Gallipoli in World War One in Turkey, over 100,000 went to the death, right, in space of a couple of days. That man never had a sleepless night. Never had a sleepless night. Every operation that man wore, right, from early 1900s onwards, it fucking failed. He went out on his ass, right? He used to do a newspaper column for a thing in Canada, and he'd get £500 a year. Now, £500 was a lot of money in 20s and 30s, but it still wasn't enough to run his house. And you should see the size of his house; it's beautiful. And it wasn't enough to have 22 servants and nannies and gardeners. He couldn't do that on that wage. And he were an alcoholic, by the way, and obviously liked his cigar. He couldn't do it. So they come to repossess his house, but they don't tell you this, but it's all there. If you look for it, they come to repossess his house. He was selling his house to pay off his debts. And then these liberal Jews said, no, we will back you. We'll pay your debts. We'll pay you more. We'll pay all your debts. We will make you prime minister. But what you've got to do, you have basically, you only have got to talk about Germany and the Nazis, how bad they are. And fuck everything else. It's got to be Germany and the Nazis. But bear in mind that Hitler, Churchill in 20s, it's all there if you look it up on the internet. Just type in Churchill writing about Zionism and it'll bring it up, what he told you about Zionism in 20s. Basically, he were on our side then. He were on our side. But no, the money switched him and everything. Basically, we got sent to death, in other words, just to pay off his fucking bills, to give him a legacy. And like people have got him as this great man that saved us. No, he pulled plug on everything. And then when he got confronted about it in 1958, because he used to go around doing tours, you know, in Americas and that, talking about war and everything. Fucking hell, they were getting confronted at every dinner he went to.
Right.
Because he'd be a speaker at dinners, you see, and people, journalists that had done the research in 50s, 40s, 30s, had front him, and they'd say, well, listen, the British people don't know that it's you that has lost the empire, and they still didn't know at that time, bear in mind. They still thought they had a fucking empire.
You've just actually circled back to a question I wanted to ask you, because you were saying about how the media, the mainstream media, you know, the newspapers and the small amount of TV shows, I suppose, in those days were controlled by, you know, a small group of families.
Yeah.
But you know, I remember a time when there was, you know, pretty good journalism happening that doesn't happen anymore. You know, like things happen on a daily basis that in the old days you knew what the news report would say, and you don't get them anymore.
No, because this is what I'm saying here. It's owned, right? BlackRock, right? You know about BlackRock, don't you? They own like 91% of world companies, right? Over is Vanguard, right? Yeah. Look up the people that own Vanguard and BlackRock. You've got your answer there. It's the same people that's doing this. So what they did was BlackRock, Vanguard have bought every company around England, Scotland, Wales.
You know, I completely and utterly.
But like I'm saying is,
to me, like this is what I've been assuming for a long time.
It's like that talk radio you see on YouTube, or Jeremy Kyle. Is he on that talk radio? Right, and there's another one.
Yeah,
there's like talk radio.
I'm not intimately familiar, you know, with it because it's all a bit too for me.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying it flashes up on YouTube like that. Dan Wotton, Dan Wotton will come across as, but he won't touch the real problem, which is the fucking wall talkers, because he knows if he touches that, same as your podcasters like that. Is it Liam Tufts? I call him Liam Puffs, him that walks sideways. I think his dad did something to him because his dad were a bastard. I won't lie here, but if you know,
he was related. He was connected with the Krays, wasn't he?
No, yeah, he was a bum boy. He was getting his ass fucking rattled every night. That's what he was. That's top and bottom.
Literally one of the Kray twins. Yeah.
It was a puff. Which I'm not having a pop at puff. You know what I mean? But it was what it said on tin.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is, right, all these podcasts that are on YouTube or whatever, it's very the ones that talk about Zionism get flagged. They get flagged.
Right.
They get flagged. Right? But you won't have like Liam Tufts, James English, all these flying ones. Same as that Andrew Gold. He does a podcast.
Yeah. I remember that when he fucked up really badly and his whole audience just basically turned their back on him overnight.
Well, yeah, but listen, he is basically a Zionist, but he says, oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, he is. He even went to Argentina. He stayed there for 4 years. Now, reason being they go to Argentina is because before they wanted Israel in 1940s, right?
Yeah.
The plan war in 1897 war to go to Argentina first. If Israel fell through, they were going to
Right.
Argentina. So only thing that little wall talking tunnel digger fucker's done, he's done his apprenticeship in Argentina. He's put his roots down in Argentina for 4 years, then come back here and made a career on podcasts. So if he knows it goes tits up, he just goes to Argentina because that's where they're all going now. That's why they're having all forest fires in Argentina and Chile. That's why they're selling land cheap to Jews because it's all scripted. It's all been set on fire. Yeah, everything, all of it. But yeah, they're not your friends. Trust me. They're not, well, when I say they're not your friends, I mean they're not on your side. They're not on our side. They're not on Irish, English, Scottish, and Welsh. They're not on your side. Even though they come across and go, "Well, I'm one of ye." No, you are fucking not. Put you in front of me and say that, and we'll see what'll happen. It's not going to happen. You're not. Because if I had a podcast, like I used to have a podcast in 2017, 18, 19, and then I got banned straight away off Rumble. Boom, they fucking cut me straight away. I hold record for fucking many things, trust me, but it's always been for truthful talking, and they don't like it because it hits them. It's like when he comes on that BMPX member, Nick fucking whatever his name, Griffin. No, he were on a thing called Hard Talk in 2000. What it 2000 or 2007? Anyway, we're on Hard Talk, and he let Alt BMP down. He sort us out, but now he's come back on at circuit after 20 years or something, saying, "Well, we've lost this, so all Anglo-Saxons need to get together, and I'll be leader. You've already lost it, giving us no hope whatsoever." And I say, "Fuck you, we haven't lost a fucking thing. It's people like you, what the establishment put on to people like us to try talk to us." Now, what I mean by that is, it's like we Muslims, right? If you look at Mecca, put it this way, right? A football stadium holding just say like 120,000. A football stadium will hold 120,000, right?
Mhm.
If you got one Muslim in there to talk to a stadium full of Muslims, so one Muslim stood in the middle of a football pitch or rugby pitch talking to other Muslims, but bear in mind, 99.9% of Muslims can't read or write. Bear that in mind. So everything that Muslim tells them 120,000, they won't doubt him because he says, "I can read, and this book's telling me what Allah said or Muhammad." And then them 120,000 Muslims straight away take his word as bond and will do what he says. But it's no different from us. But we're just a bit smarter than the Muslims or the Sub-Saharans. You know what I mean? But they use the same game plan with podcasts, with this, with that, with this, with that, and you've got to spot it straight away. I'm deleted off them all on Twitter. I'm banned from fucking. They've banned me off it. I mean, I've got a Twitter account, but I mean, they've blocked me. All this and that, everything. Because I hit the nail on the head straight. I'll tell you who's right with it. Is it Graham Moore? Right. I mean, it's spot on what I'm saying here, right? That man there has got our people at heart. Now, when I mean, I'm not just saying English, because again, I'll say it again. Parliament was built for England, by Englishmen, what I'm saying here, and the whole world now runs off what we did.
Yeah.
But listen to me, there's not one MP in there that represents the English people. You'll get an MP that represents the Scottish people. I love Scottish. You get an MP that will represent the Welsh people. I love the Welsh. You'll get an MP that will represent like the Ulster people or the Irish people. I love me Ulster people. They might be. But what I'm saying is, there's not one fucking MP that represents the English people. Look it up. And you think, well, why? Why? Because they've got to decimate your bloodlines. Karl Marx said it in 1853. He said, "We cannot be triumphant until we get rid of them." England's got to be obliterated. The bloodlines have got to be gone. Because, like I said, when we chimp out, we decimate civilization. When you piss us off, we are the most angriest people in the world, but we do it professionally. We're professional soldiers. Well, we are. Look at Boer Wars. Look at Redcoats. We're professional. We're not savages. Even on seas. We're not savages. But these other groups are fucking savages. We just decimate them, but they cannot let that happen again, they're saying. They don't want that to happen again. So they use World War II to their advantage and said, right, now we've got to decimate all whites because this will happen again. It will lie, in other words. But they need to wake up to it. They need to really wake up to it. It's
so
fucking
scary.
ludicrous.
So scary.
Why? Fucking right it is. Fucking right. But like I said, now with internet, like if we'd have had internet in 1940, right, which obviously what I'm saying is, if the people would have known truth then, we'd have still had an empire today. We'd have been still going to churches and that today. But because the people, even when I got brought up in the 70s, when I got brought up in the 70s and 80s, all war films were against the Germans. I grew up thinking they were bad.
Yeah, same as me. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up thinking they were bad. And then you find out the fucking truth, and it's like, what? What? And then you find out which group's doing it, which tribe's doing it. Most Jews don't even like Zionism, but like I tell you, Zionists, there's more Christians in Zionism what there is in Jews. They don't believe in anything. It's like Christianity and Zionism, right? This is why Tommy Robinson now is going around with cross and try to get in with Restore and walking around with cross. Same as that Richard Inman in Northern Ireland. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They're that fucking stupid. They're like chimps, right? Because like that Richard Inman, he'll put his show on and then he'll put Bible verses on, basically. But and then like when I say to him, it'd say, well, Zionism and Christianity. I said, but it don't exist. Yeah, it does. I'd say, well, show me. And then I'd tell him truth. I'd say, because what it was, right, in 1900s, right, there was a fella called Schofield, right, he brought a Bible out called the Schofield Bible, yeah? So basically what he did was in that Schofield Bible, which was pushed by Rothschild, it's all there, right? What he did was he changed a lot of it by saying, you have got to protect Israel as a land and you've got to protect Israel as a people. So, and then all these Christians that come after that got it indoctrinated into their head that they are the chosen people. We've got to fight for them. That is the chosen land. We've got to lay our lives down for that. And it's all fucking lies. This is what I'm saying. Now they try getting Restore. Now it's Tommy Robbins. It's not. It's a grift. It's just a fucking grift. There's no such thing as Christianity, Zionism Christianity. It's a new egg from early 1900s. It's really that fucking simple. But these idiots, because they're making money out of it, like today, is just putting another few more grand there. Something about Russia. No. Chadback Lobe, what is it? Chadback Lovers and something. They're all connected. That's one reason why he's getting in Russia. They're all pissing in the same bowl. Everybody's pissing in the same. They're just scamming you.
Same as that Danny Russia, it was something that we did touch on last night.
Yeah, well, Russia.
Have you heard about the warning shot that's been fired from a Russian boat in British waters?
I seen something on it today when I was in pub in York. I seen something in it, but I didn't really want to look at it because I thought, well, here you go. Look,
this because this totally rang a bell to me. Like when after what you were saying last night, this seems like a deliberate attempt to get us to get involved.
It is. Because the one is youth putting it meat grinding, same as what they've done at Russians and Ukrainians. The one
if my son ends up fighting for this, I don't know what I will do. If my son was to lose his life over this, over a decision that man makes, I don't even want to say how I feel.
I don't blame you, but you've got to understand how far they take it. They're on about ascriptions again. They were only on about it last year, saying, "Listen, if your country needs you, we will come and get you. But if you don't go, you will go to prison." Yeah, I'll go to fucking prison because my boys aren't going to. Moral story is, right, the one is youth, as kids, because our kids and our youth now are waking up, so they try to ban them off the internet now. Under 16s, right? Yeah. And they're saying it's for kids. We know it's not to protect the fucking kids. We know what it's for. Because they're finding the truth. They're finding out who's doing this to our people and who's involved in it and who gatekeepers. So they don't want our young ones knowing truth.
That's right. And not only that, Sax, it's a backdoor method to make us all go onto digital ID because at the end of the day, they're not going to make the under 16-year-olds prove that they're under 16. They're going to make the rest of us prove that we're over.
Well, this is what I mean. But if you, right, when this comes in next year, I think you said it was next year, right? And you think, whoa, that don't apply to us. Yeah, it fucking does. Because if you want to go on YouTube or any website, if you want to go on any website, X, you have got to do it through an ID. So it you know what I mean? It's a lie when he says, oh, it's for like under 16. No, it's not. It's for us all. Because then, right, it's like this Danny Tomo now is made a new Patriot group up. I've got him scamming from 2017, 2019, taking money and running. He just pops his head back up then like he's done now with Tommy Robinson. What I'm telling you is he over 100 or 50, something like 15,000 in this new thing he's just made, right? But what he says on his flyer, on X, send me your email, send me your details. Once they get your email, they can sell that then to any company to harvest it. What I mean by that is they've got you. They know the colour of your eyes, they know what you smoke, they know what you drink, they know how many kids you've got, they know which pubs you go to, they know you, like they're your shadow.
I can't reveal too much information to you without about this particular subject without potentially revealing too much about my own identity.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right,
this is a subject matter that I know a great deal about, and that I can have a very, very interesting chat with you offline.
Well, please do. But like I said, same as that Richard Inman, right? Richard Inman, since 2024, he used to bang on about this. What did they call it? The pledge. It always got when he were on live.
What was the pledge? I never signed the pledge. I must admit, I read it. I like the sound of it, but it seems like a non-starter. It seems completely pointless.
Right. Well, what he's done, right? No, because it's not fucking his. Look it up. It's all there. Look it up. Right. Basically, what he's done is he's got people that sign up to pledge. All they've got to do is give their email, send an email, right? And what they do is, it's like this AI now, right? People buy people's information, right? Because they'll know if you're driving down road in your car, right? And they're behind you and they spot you like a police officer, right? Or a debt agency. They'll know before they come to your door or before they pull you outside the road whether you'll just pay the fine or you won't pay the fine. So you go in two different groups and you've got a set of people that'll pay the TV license, let's just say, and a set of people that won't pay the TV license. You've got people that'll pay fines. You've got people that won't pay fines. So all they're interested is in the payers. So once they get all them emails, once they get all these emails from these,
I could have told you, go on, keep going.
Once they get all these emails from all these patriots, and then they make thousands of pounds by selling them to people that will go around collecting. It's really that's how it's done, and he's doing it again. Put it this way, right? If I stood up on a stage, right, like when they did it in Southampton last week, outside that police station, that fucking 5-foot little shilling bastard Robinson, right, and I said, get mad, you haven't been to the man's house, blah, I would have been on remand for terrorism charges, and I wouldn't have seen light of day for at least 10 to 15 years. That is a fact. I even went to my barristers 3 days ago and I talked with him over it. I showed him that. I showed him that Danny Tomo thing, and he went, who's this? He knew Tommy Robinson was, but he didn't know. And he went, this is incitement. I said, are they owned? He went, yeah, of course they are. What I mean by owned is, right, they call it CHIS, CHIS, Covert Human Intelligence Source. CHIS, Covert Human Intelligence Source. It's on Google, look it up. Basically,
it's a subject matter I'm actually familiar with. I know someone who knows a lot about
CHIS agent. You could even get police as CHIS agents, solicitors, judges, but they're all CHIS agents. So it even tells you rules online. What I'm saying it is if you're a CHIS agent, right, you're allowed to smoke drugs, you're allowed to lend money out, you're even allowed to commit murder. Look it all up from House of Commons, it's there. And then you think, well, hang on a minute. What do you mean you're allowed to sell drugs? If you get caught in an operation with like 2 kilos of fucking crack cocaine, it'd get us lifed off. It gets them not guilty. If you're in a fight and you stab somebody or shoot somebody or kill somebody, but if you're a CHIS agent at that time, you get automatically not guilty. This is what they're doing. This is where they're leaving the footprint in snow. It's there for people. The only reason why people don't see it is because they don't know about it. Once they know about it and they look it up, CHIS police agent, just type it in, it'll bring it up to you. And then you'll see where it comes from. It comes from the MPs. It's from the MPs. And you think, well, why do MPs they want to control people? Danny Tomo is a cheese agent. Whether he knows it or not, because the one that's controlling him is little bastard 5 foot of him. But the one that's controlling Danny Tomo is Tommy Robinson, that yak.
Well, yeah, I think that's indisputable. Hopefully, we've got Jack in chat. Jack's been making some fantastic educational pieces. I watched one just earlier today that educated me on a subject that I wasn't really on. Maybe Jack's listening, and maybe Jack would like to make an educational piece of work that would educate people on this subject. That would be wonderful.
Well, it's like, I'm just looking in chat now, like Ben Lush, he knows some of his stuff as well, because I'm just looking now. So Ben's on the right side of it. Ben knows ins and outs. I can tell just by looking at his chat straight away. Yeah. I can tell a few that know, that are on the same page, you know what I mean? That know what's doing it and how it's doing it and which people are pushing it. It's like now, right? Like, he's just come out that Tommy Robinson, which it's not his name. Obviously it's not his fucking name. But he's
Stephen Yaxley Lennon. I've been in two minds about Tommy Robinson. Obviously I'm not aware. I'm not as awake as you are, shall we say? And obviously, for a long time I didn't know anything about the man, to be perfectly honest with you. And my first dealings with Tommy Robinson was when he released the Silence documentary, which I watched, and I was affected by in many respects because it answered a lot of questions about what's going on within our judiciary system, etc. I respect the information that he's brought forward, and I respect the fact that he's been calling out the grooming gangs, etc. for all these years. I don't know. I just feel like he's like fallen down at the last hurdle.
Oh, he got made for this in 2009 with EDL. That's what I'm saying here. English Defence League, right? Get on this, right? In 2009, right? There were IEDL, Israel English Defence League. Yeah, this is prior before.
Yeah, go on.
2009, and then they found him because at the time the British National Party were flying. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And they had to fucking sabotage it. So obviously they put their hand in little dirty mix and they pulled this little cokehead fucking Cal out. So anyway, in 2009, they got rid of Israel bit and said, right, just the EDL. They give him his name, they give him new teeth, they give him everything, right? And that's how it got pushed. His overseers, the Zionism, it shows you, it tells you. It tells you who's doing it. But this is what I'm saying here. But this Danny Tomo he takes his orders from Tommy, I think. Well, I know he does.
Well, yeah, he certainly seems to.
Yeah, so Danny Tomo might come out and say, I'm not a Zionist, I don't. No, but the man you take your fucking orders off, the people that he takes his orders off, is Zionism. He's conning you. He's lying here. He's in for a penny, out for a pound. They're all the same. Every one of them's the same. Every one of them. This country is in turmoil, right? So the people in the 40s, 50s, 60s, like where they'll go to Paul Thorpe's chats, or they'll go to Tommy's, or they'll go to Danny Tomo's, right? Because they're looking for a comfort blanket, like a child has a comfort blanket in a dummy, and they've got nowhere else to go, so they keep donating, thinking they're going to make things better, and they're not. It's
funny you should say that, because I used to watch Paul Thorpe's channel. I used to appreciate a lot of the things that he said, and it wasn't until he became a comfort blanket that I stopped bothering to watch him.
Right. Paul Thorpe, listen, this term con man is Paul Thorpe. I'm not having a pop at him because I don't fucking know him. Yeah. And if I really, but again, listen,
I can't say that I know him. I had a brief email conversation with him once, which ended quite abruptly. I tried to reach out to him before I made any of my diss tracks about him, because I was really disappointed with the way that he was talking, and I didn't want to hear it, and I still don't. And it bores my blood every time he goes on about these defeatist things. Now we've already lost, and oh god, I'm sick of fucking hearing it.
No, this is what I'm saying here. I think it was that. Is it Simon Tomlin put a video up yesterday saying go on his X page and this other lad that's with Paul Thorpe that does Unite the Kingdom. Unite the Kingdom is Zionism, really, because they're wanting us to fight for Israel. That's top and bottom of it. But anyway, Simon's put a picture up of Paul Thorpe with a fucking Zionist, with a self-proclaimed Zionist. So he's paid for. And then if you remember last year, it come out that there were an handful of YouTubers, successful YouTubers, meaning they've got over 100,000 subs that were bought and paid for. Now, Tootsie TV, if you can't see him for what he is, he's a straight shill. He's one. Paul Thorpe's one. David Inman's tried to bang on the door, but for some reason they won't let him fucking in. But when I say Paul Thorpe is bought and paid for, Paul Thorpe is bought and paid for, whether he knows it or fucking not, he's bought and paid for. His actions, what he's done to and how he fucks the, because like I said, his audience are like in the 50s, 60s, you know what I mean? That's where he gets his money from. But these people that are going that gravitize towards him they're at Last Chance Saloon. They want the country sorting out, but they're listening to him. And like I said, that Simon Tomlin put a photograph on yesterday or the day before. Well, I think it was yesterday. And it's there. It shows you. It tells you. They're their handlers. They always have handlers. You've got to have an handler because your handler will pay you. Right, put it this way, right? I get banned, fucking obliterated, right? Get on this, right? Right. Who runs YouTube at same people? That's what we call it, fucking YouTube. This is why, like that, Andrew Gold and Liam Tufts and Paul Thorpe get pushed in the algorithm. Don't get strikes. Get pushed in the algorithm, and people like us get cut because they're flying the flag. It don't matter if you're good or bad as long as you control the narrative. As long as you go into that bottleneck and control the narrative, that's what it's always about, the narrative, and they've got the narrative. So these people, now he's coming on saying he's going back to, is it Nigel Farage, reform? It's like, I've heard of flip-flopping, but fucking flop-flipping is another fucking argument. But he's doing it, literally he's doing it. It's like
I've multiple times in the last few weeks, when I've just been out and about in public, heard people describe Nigel Farage as a flip-flopper.
Nigel Farage is establishment. His establishment, when he come in here, I think it was 93, 94 when he was starting off, even when he retired from politics, £5 million fucking pound to get him back in. What? So basically, his excuse for that 5 million was, oh, somebody burnt my house down. No, somebody lit a fire at your back door, you silly bastard. Nobody burnt your house down, and it was probably you that did it. But anyway, so then he went, well, I need security for the rest of my life, and I might not be Prime Minister, so I took that 5 million, and people believed it. And I'm like scratching my head thinking, what? Are the people that gullible to think this? And look at him now, like I said, what gets me mad is when they say, "Oh, the right wing, the white supremacy." No, don't know. But their job is to discredit us, like I said. But again, you've got to look at history. You've got to look at history. Look at Zimbabwe. Look at South Africa. Look at Rhodesia. Look everywhere. Look at Haiti. It's always the same thing. But like I'm saying is now, what they're doing now is they're dividing, like with colours that are coming in, right? Well, the ones that are already here, like our kids, you know, like the half ones, half white, half Jamaican, they're good people. They're our people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what they're doing, they feel a sense of loyalty towards the colours for some reason. But what they've got to do, they've got to learn the history. They've got to research the history. Because if they ever get over us, these coloureds or these Asians, get rid of the whites, first thing they do is attack the halves straight away. And there's no better example than Haiti. There's no better example. It's just rinse and repeat.
I remember the videos that came out of Haiti on the shall we say shock websites.
Yeah.
Some of the most shocking things I've ever seen in my entire life.
They call him fucking barbecue. I wonder why.
Yeah.
He's got an Asda fucking trolley there with human arms and legs on with a fire under it. But get on this, he's an ex-copper. He's an ex-copper.
So and apparently, so was that guy that should we say assaulted one of our citizens recently. Apparently, he was there.
Yeah, you're right there. Asia. No, that's it. Him that assaulted his brother. What a copper, yeah. Yeah, you're right there. That's just rung a bell. It'll come to me in a minute, but you're spot on there. But what I'm trying to say is, this division now, what's going on, right? It's go after white, right? All that is right. But these in middle, right? Like I said, I've got family. The Browns, basically, they're half white, half Jamaican. They're good
So,
people. Do you know what I
very
mean?
similar to me. Yeah, very, very, very
Yeah.
similar. A half Jamaican family member and a
Yeah.
half Barbadian family members.
Yeah. Well, there are people to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are people, right? But what these are doing now, these establishments and that, basically, and these leaders that are coming in from fucking Congo and this and that can't count to fucking 10, right? They're saying, well, you're black, you're not loyal to us, hate the white man. So it's muddling these half ones up. So then if they're not siding with Africans against the whites, they're getting called out by establishment for not being coloured. So they're muddled up, do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, if they ever get one over us, it's all there in history. What they do with the half ones is unbearable. Look it up, what they used to do with trees, and they'll do it again.
I'm aware. Yeah, I don't even need to look it up. I have educated myself on these things. I just didn't know how much of it, like how it was all connected. Like this is the thing. This is why everything you're saying to me at the moment is like ringing so many bells, because you're connecting dots that I didn't even know could be connected.
Everything is about getting rid of Europeans. Every mortal thing is about getting rid of our race. We are the only, like I said, we built the world. What I mean by that is the Anglos in America, New Zealand, Europe, Ireland, Wales, Scottish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
We're
course
all
you
white.
do. At the end,
We
at
built
the
the
end of the day,
world.
The works of our ancestors are dotted all over the globe.
Yes, we function societies. We build train tracks, we build trains, we build aeroplanes, we build this, we build that. Right, look up, right? Since this DEI come in, didn't fucking earn it, that's what I say, right? 56 planes. 56 planes have fell out of the sky, right?
I'm aware. These things are just, and I know why as well. And I don't even want to say it. It's just
because
awful.
That's DEI, you see.
I
And if they
know.
didn't,
It's insane. It's insane.
The last one, get on this. The last one, he killed, I think it was 197 families, or one of them. The full plane went down. And do you know what his excuse was? I
just don't want to know.
I had the highest score on PlayStation Simulator.
You gotta be joking me.
No. And one went into a tower. Them towers they have at airports, control towers. They give them jobs there. Like I said, it's horses for courses. It's not built for them. They were fucking flying into each other then. And it's like, we've got to give them work. Yeah, but at what expense? Like now they're giving them lorry jobs. You know, these Indians. I'm not having a bat at Indians, but they just haven't got the fucking intelligence.
With the chap in America who was an Indian immigrant to America. He went to one of these sanctuary states. He was given a license. He, I think, lost that license. He went to another sanctuary state, was given another license. He then turned his truck around on a highway and killed an entire family.
They're wiping full families. This is why they have 50 states in America. It's not one state same. That's another division tactic. When we found that really when King Henry VIII was still here in 1560s, 1530s, sorry, and then Queen Elizabeth, because it was Sir Walter Raleigh that ended up getting executed. We found that we put the Anglosphere there, what I'm saying here, and then it got robbed straight away. It got spun and it got robbed by the same people that talked at walls that are doing it now. They're just doing the same shit. They're just doing the same shit, rinse and repeat, and they won't stop until we are off the chessboard.
And their main tactic is using our own greed against us. Is that right?
Yes, because man is greed. Yes, if you go to any man that's like, I love farmers, they're hanging on by the skin of the teeth at poor farmers, but if you've got to buy out, please go to a farmer. If you want milk or you want meat or if you eat whatever, go to your local farmer, they need them. Plus, it's not messed with. I can tell you what's in milk.
I
Milk
do as often as I can. I do as often as I can. I do.
Yeah, I can tell you what's in fucking milk, but it's just so fucking mad what's happening. What they've got to do, they've got to cripple the economy. They've got to crash it, and that's what they're doing with farmers.
It blew my mind to find out that there's ground up sheep bone in the bread that we eat. Like,
you won't. Oh my god! What about? Oh god! What would it? Right, you know the vaccines that they brought in 2020. There's a thing called SV40 that's in them. SV40 got brought up in 1948, right, by the same person that made the polio vaccine in 1956. Then they stopped it, I think, in 1961, because it was killing people. And then people that had it, that polio vaccine from SV40, now bear in mind 40, they only call it 40 because it's been used 40 fucking times before 1948. But people then in 70s, 60s, and 80s were dying of cancer. What they had. The polio thing where it's just rinse and repeat, and they've pushed it out now as the jab. It's just the same shit. That's why they invented a thing called turbo cancer. Nobody'd ever heard of turbo cancer until 2020, 2021, when people were just getting it down at bone within 6 months. But then again, they were trusting the TV, they were trusting the establishment. Because I used to say to them, why? And they're going, well, we got told by government, we're properly trusting the government. And I'm like, no. It's not that. It's like, oh, well, we've given to fucking 1 billion Africans. And it's like, well, I think they'd appreciate a meal more. They don't care about that. They just care about getting in here. But like I said, if you study, I can give you a fucking recipe. They grow it on, they call it a green monkey. There's green monkeys in Africa, right? And they grow it on their intestines. This is what you've got in your fucking vials. And you've got aborted baby. I don't know if I can say it on here, but I've got it all, and it's all there on it. Everything's there. It's all there. And it's mad, because now in one vial, there's 75 different injections in one vial. So now when a woman's having a baby, after the 8 week, when the woman's had the baby and the nurse comes in and says that the baby has their injections, you think no, what's wrong. No, isn't that injection's going to cripple your fucking child? It's going to cripple your child. It's like when a woman has a baby, the nurse will come in straight away, wrap that baby up and say, right, I'll just take it out to wash. No, what they're doing is they're taking that baby. What they do is, like, we get his fingerprints taken. They take the baby's footprint, put that black stuff on it, same as what they do in police station, take the footprint and they send it off to Royal Mint, boom, it bounces to Vatican. They've got you. But they don't tell parent this, because parent won't let it happen. It's all deceivement, it's all this, but it's our people that are doing it to us because they're that greedy with their jobs or the mortgages or the livings and I want an holiday.
Yeah, sometimes it's not greed, sometimes it's need.
Well, this is what I mean. In 2020, people were getting interviewed, like, oh no, just after 2020, like 2021, 2024, and people were getting interviewed and they were saying, well, why have you took that? Why? Well, I wanted to go on holiday once a year. And it's like, what? So you've just decimated your blood. Like, well, yeah, I wanted an holiday. That's how far people's heads are out of the game with the established. You're not meant to do all this. You're meant to live from moment you're born to the moment you die. You're meant to be free. You're meant to be in touch with nature. None of this. This is why you get all these YouTube, boom, boom, TV, this, that, news. And every news, it depresses people. It makes people angry. It depresses them. Number one killer since 2020, look it up, is anxiety. And you think, well, how can anxiety kill you? Look it up.
I don't even need to. I am fully aware of the phenomenon.
Right. Yeah, but to a normal average person, they'd go, no, that's not true. And you say, well, look it up. The worrying that much.
You know, just from my own personal experience, when I'm happy, entertained, and I'm working hard, you know, and I enjoy my job, I rarely get sick. When I'm depressed, I hate my job, I can't be asked to do anything, I get sick all the time.
Well, imagine being in a timeline, right, where you didn't have to work. The only work you did was to make your civilization better. That's what went up in 17, 18, 1900s. All this old world all these old churches and these town halls. People, you've got to get your head around. People didn't used to. It wasn't a rat race. Everybody were equal. Everybody were in touch with harmony. We didn't have borders. We didn't have asylum. People stayed in their own country for simple fact they were all equal. There were none of this starvation and none of this killing, in like Africa or Middle East or Beirut. There were none of that.
Yeah.
None of that. So everybody were fucking content. Everybody were content. Look at Palestine before Israel got it in 1947. Look it up. I've got film of it. It was beautiful.
I've seen the videos. It's unbelievable.
No matter what these people touch, and it's gone on since 1897, the first Zionist fucking thing in Switzerland, Hermel, whatever it is, fucking talks to a wall anyway. It's been no but wars, killing, genocide, famines, and it's not going to stop until people stop it. And they go, well, what can I do? Well, with that fucking attitude, nothing. But this is why they're taking internet off of kids, because kids are waking up to this and they're looking at Palestine and thinking, wow, there's children getting shot, babies at a month old getting shot in the head, double tapped. They don't want them to see that, you see, because if they see that, then they think, well, we want to stop this when we get bigger. It's like that Charlie Kirk, right? That's right. Charlie Kirk was going to be the president of the United States. That's a fact. He had the brains, he had the tech, he was going to be the future president, possibly in 2028, and he'd have won.
Yeah.
They had to get him off at chessboard. I've got all the pieces. At first, it was with Zionism, Christianity. But then he started opening his eyes when people started showing him passages and this and that and saying, look, and then he started thinking, hang on a minute, it's right. They're destroying Christianity. There's no such thing as Zionism Christians. But that's what's getting pushed on you now with Tommy Robinson, that Danny Tomo, that other one in fucking Ireland, him that looks like a fucking hamster with a round head with eyes sucked, Richard Inman. And it's like, really? But most people, like I said, they don't know about it, so they think, yeah, it's good. No, it's not.
Yeah, I must admit, I was pretty ignorant. When Tommy said that he was a Zionist,
yeah,
I wasn't really familiar with the word up until the these recent months, and I thought that he thought, like I did, that Zionism essentially meant Israel for the Jews, and
no,
it didn't mean Israel first. Like that was the part of it that I didn't understand. I thought I gave Tommy the benefit of the doubt. Like I didn't think he understood that when he said it.
No,
because would a man like Tommy Robinson ever say Israel first?
A man like Tommy Robinson is not from Northern Ireland, Ulster, like our people are. He's from Southern Ireland. He's got an Irish passport. Like I said, I've got no wrong with Irish. Even Irish hate him. His mother come over here with fucking begging bowl, and like my fucking grandparents did and all this and that, right? But rather than work on that, he got bought and paid for straight away in 2009, and rest is history. Is that great social takebacks in chat? Put a few on in chat tonight. Can you get him on or in whatever?
I have offered him a chance to come on. I think he's
okay. Yeah. Okay, then no bother. But yeah, you got right. Tommy Robinson was born for simple fact, right? The BNP were getting seats everywhere. Do you know what I mean? They were getting seats. They were getting people to represent them.
Yeah.
The establishment couldn't have that. Now, what I mean by establishment is, right, the House of Lords, right, it's two different entities to MPs, but the House of Lords are above the MPs, but the House of Lords is fucking Jewish. It's there. They show you it. Every MP that gets pushed gets funded by a Jew, Friends of Israel. It's always a fucking Jew. Everything. Before you join MI5, MI6, you've got to go kiss that wall. Before you join FBI, you've got to go kiss that fucking wall. Now, why have you got to do that? You've got to give allegiance to them. This is why he said Israel first. All right, well, why didn't you go fight for Israel like he said? Because it's just a fucking lie. It's an entity. Israel is like the UK It's on the books. It's all made. Look it up now. Just go on Google, type in "is Israel on Company House." It'll say, yeah, same as Tavistock. The United Kingdom's on Company House. We had a thing, it was called Britain, where it was Scotland, Wales, England, you know what I mean? Back in there. And then they flipped it in 1706 when King George I come in, they fucking flipped it and said, right, we'll bring a flag out called the Union Jack and we'll bring a thing out called United Kingdom. But it wasn't a thing like we thought it was, where it put us all together. It's a company. It's just a company. It's on Company House. It don't exist. It does exist, but it don't. Only power it gets is from these people. To get it all back, the English Constitution is where it's at. Everything every law in this planet, in a civilized country, every law, judiciary system, it comes from the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights come in, I think it was 1688, and boom, they took it straight off in 1706, but the people fell for it then. They didn't have phones and that. They all fell for it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It's always been, like I said here, we're the only fucking people, there's only one people don't get represented in Parliament, and it's an MP to represent the English. Irish get it, Scottish and Welsh. I love them people. What I'm saying is, why don't we get ours? When we get one, it's to represent the UK. Well, hang on a minute. Well, why it's Welsh and Scottish and Irish and all, you know what I mean? And that should give you food for thought and think, well, because we're allowed to carry, it's called a sax, S-A-U-X, I think, a sax. It's that is our right, and our right to bear arms in 1688 was that. It were all that. They had to abolish. They haven't been abolished. You've just got to get enough people to bang the drum for it. Like I said, Graham Moore on you, he knows his stuff, but he's right. But I watch him and he gets angry, he gets tired, because I don't blame him. Because people.
Can you tell me about his? Because he's. Is it? Am I right in saying? Is he now got a political party, or is he just a activist group?
I don't. I think it's an activist group. I don't know, but do you know something? I'm going to look into that, because, like I said, I've listened to him a few times, and like I said, it was once on. Is it fucking Green fucking Narrow? It was on his channel once. Like you said.
Yeah. This is the only reason I asked, really, because Green Arrow, because Green Arrow was visibly distressed when he had him on the channel, and it was about his politics, and because he was going against Restore Britain, as I understood it, and obviously I'm a Restore Britain supporter.
No, because what it is right, right. I've got no against him, but I'm saying he's a unionist, right? Which is no wrong in that, because it's Wales, Scotland. That it's four pillars. What I'm saying here, right? But all I'm saying is Graham, right, is for us, for the English. Scottish have got it for them. Irish have got it for them. Welsh have got it for them. We're the only ones that haven't got the MP for us. Do you know what I mean? We've got nobody in Parliament.
None of us would be as upset as we are if there wasn't so many occurrences where it's okay for somebody else, but not okay for us.
That's what I'm saying here. This is why the sidestep the English, because we built the fucking world. It's all come from us. Everything's come from our four pillars. Everything. But they've got to keep us down. This is what I'm saying here. This is what they're doing it now with half caste. Like I said, they're putting them on spot and saying, "Oh, you're racist because you're not staying with Africa." It's muddling them up. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, just look at history with Haiti, South Africa, Congo. The half ones get it worse than the whites. So this is what they do to divide. Like I said, I've got family of that, and they're brilliant. There are people. There are people. They're brought with our morals and integrity. They'll fight for us, for England, for us. But what they're doing is now, all these, like they say, "Oh, you're not supporting your bread jeans in Africa." And like, well, no, I'm supporting my English. But oh, you're racist. You know, like they're putting them on spot, and they don't need to be put on spot. What I'm saying here, but just look it up. What they did to women in Haiti, South Africa, and then it'll change, and we'll go, fucking hell, we need to get behind these. But we all need to come together. In other words, we all need to come together, all of us. But no, it's not. It's fucking weird. But see it day in, day out, day in, day out. But no, Graham Moore, if he's got a party, I'd really be interested in that, to be truthful with you. But if
Right, well,
walked in,
I'm interested to hear what research you do on him. Like I say, I've briefly looked into him when Green Arrow got upset about him, and since then I've not. You're the first person to mention his name again since then.
well, it's like what I say about gatekeepers and shills. Right, right. I'm not having a pop here at any. What I'm saying is, it's like with him, Green Arrow. Like I said, I'm not really bothered what he does, how he does it. I don't fucking care. In other words, what I'm saying is, why don't you do it for his people in Wales? You know what I mean? Why don't you go around cities and towns in Wales and bank drum? He won't do it, right? He's causing division with us. He got thrown out by English in 2729. That basically they seen through him. They wouldn't had him when he grew up, yeah? Scotland was same. So he went through Welsh that got rid of him. Then he went through English that got rid of him. When I say got rid of him, they just ignored him. Then Scottish ignored him, then Irish, and now he's with Ulster people. But like I'm saying, Ulster people will catch on because they'll think, well, hang on a minute, where were you? Basically, you're using us. You know what I mean? It's causing more division. But like I said, I've got no again. I don't really fucking care. But he's causing more division. Like everybody's. Look, going to his chat, it's 99% female. I'm not bothered about great, brilliant. But if a man has an opinion and goes on there and says something, boom, the block. They're timed out. Or you can time them out for 24 hours. And I'm like saying, don't. I'd rather you be a fucking man and just say, don't come on channel. Then do you know what I mean? And when I'm trying to ask a question and you get boom, that, and it's irritating. You know what I mean? And then it's like, wow.
I found myself banned from the channel for a while, obviously, because I had a falling out with the Abs character. But as far as I understand it, my ban is now lifted. I don't think there's any personal. There was never any personal issue between myself and Green Arrow.
It shouldn't have got that far.
I am banned from Gobster's chat.
Right, I didn't know. Oh yeah, I think I heard you the other week.
Apart from on my own channel, which he's completely ignored. I'm also banned from Zero News.
Like Tom, is it Tom?
It's blown my mind. I've never put a foot wrong in any of these channels. It's not like I did anything to deserve it.
No, right. This is what I'm saying here about the division. Listen, right. Before that Green Arrow, like I said, I don't want to give him. Like I said, I've got no against the man. Fucking Front Valleys, no against. But all I'm saying is, before he come on scene, he's only been on scene a few months. Yeah, he's had a channel about a year, but he's only been doing lives a few months. Right. When he come on scene a few months ago, everybody were happy. There were that Vindicator, there were Gobster, and there were 00 News. Everybody were happy, right?
Yeah.
Right. Everyone happy, right? And then once he come in, he started the fucking division shit and all this and that, right? Then he started emailing people and texting people like he tells you on his lives. So what they did was made a little group, but not made a little group, but said, right, if I ban him, you ban him as well. If you've noticed on his lives, he tells people not to follow other people. He said, oh, well, I can't tell you what to do, but don't follow him. And you shouldn't be putting that doubt in fucking grown people's heads. So you can only imagine what he does in emails behind scenes. So what Gobster and that did, yeah, I think they did ban you because of what he said. Do you know what I mean? And that might be still hanging over. And then he comes up round playing victim, and he's like, well, no. And I said, no, it's you. You've done it. Be a man. It's like when he went after that Simon Tomlin. I'm not sticking up for Simon or all like that, but Simon didn't have what to do with him. And he kept chipping away at Simon. I think he made 4 videos. So Simon replied, basically. He wanted Simon online.
I have no idea about that. I've got some aware, sort of Simon's channel. It's not my cup of tea. I'm going against him. That being said, I have got something against his actions because I know that he tried to dox somebody, which I do not appreciate.
I don't know about. I don't know about that. But what I'm saying is it were calling out bigger channels. What I'm saying, and because the bigger channels were ignoring him, because the rule is you don't punch down. Bigger, he wanted Simon to come on his lives, this and that, and if you've noticed, Simon don't do that.
Right.
And he wanted Paul Thorpe to come on his lives, but Paul Thorpe didn't do that. He wanted Inman to come on his lives, and him. So everybody that he attacked, everybody ended up attacking them people through him. What I'm saying here, everything was through him. And then he played the victim by sitting there saying, "Oh, this barrel boy, this." Well, if you remember as well, he used to say, You don't have to pay money for my channel. I'll never have members. I'll never have this. I'll never have that. Now he's doing fucking super chats. Now he's getting donations. Now he's got cameras. Now he's got this. And it's like, really? Really? You're actually doing this when you've made videos about him in fucking Spain? You've made endless videos about him with barrels with his cash. And you've been calling him out for super chats and members. And that Nancy Green fucking badge, he did that in 2-7. He started giving people, and I thought, no, that's a part. And I didn't want to get involved in it, which I won't get involved in it. But if he ever comes on to me or tries to call, I will obliterate him. But I've got no time for people like that. Since he has been on this front, it's just caused division. This is why I don't, but I'll call him out on it. And then he'll come on and he'll say,
at the end of the day, I've been involved in part of that. In that, at the end of the day, long story short, he shouldn't have allowed Abs to badmouth me and what I was doing on his channel. He should have told him to keep it to his channel, and he didn't.
Well, there you go. But he can control Abs, if you notice. He can't control us. You know what I mean? All I don't like is the fucking division, the infiltration, which someone like me can see straight away. I can see it, I can smell it. I don't want to do with it, in other words, right? But all I'm saying is now, where he's at now, fair play, man, let him go forward, let him do what he wants. I don't fucking care. If he drops on his bottle of rum, I do not care. What I'm saying is, the people that he were calling this, that, barrel boys, because they're taking money off of people, he's doing the exact same. Super chats. Somebody sent me it last night. I'm asking something about super chats and somebody buying him cameras and this. And I'm thinking, you're just, do you know what I mean, though?
When I first came across the channel, I didn't actually realise that I must have been, on the board in the early days, because I started listening to the live streams as a lurker. And then after I released my first song, after hearing it on your channel, I started going into the chats, and Green Arrows was one of the chats I've been listening to for quite some time anyway. So I went from being a lurker to being a chatter, and obviously just through my chatting with Green Arrow, he became aware of my music, etc., and that's how our relationship started. And I've always been really supportive of him, because
I know you have, mate. I know.
Britain. He has a mainly positive messaging. I'm sure that he and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. I've never been bothered about that myself.
What did you?
I'm sure you and I won't see eye to eye on everything, but that doesn't bother me either. Like I want all of us to pull together about things that we agree on.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying here, right? He's a narcissist, right? He's got to be in control. What I'm saying.
If that's the case, then he's dangerous.
Yeah,
he could be. He is potentially dangerous. At the end of the day,
he's fucking dangerous.
Yeah,
he's a 70-year-old fucking senile man that's a fucking alcoholic. Now he's doing super chats. Now he's getting, which fair enough. If women want to give him that, and you got that. That's on them, that's fair. But when he starts reaching out at domain and picking on my people and pulling my people, like he pulled you in. Put it this way, Aberfur, he was checking in his fucking flat because he thought police were coming. That was through fucking him. And then he did it to Vinny. He got Vinny attacking Simon. Well, I said, I'm not here to stick up for Simon. Simon don't need me to stick up for him. But he got Vinny to attack Simon. Then he got Gobster. Then he got Zid, and I'm like,
this is all going my mind, because I thought it was I honestly thought it was all the other way around. Like,
it's all there.
All wrong. Like, apologies, Simon, if you ever hear this, I've got you wrong.
But like he said, Simon, he doesn't want all to do with him, because he won't go on his podcast or on his live and talk. That would it, basically. So obviously, Paul felt offended, but it's where you can tell he's a narcissist. It comes straight into it. And then if somebody has an opinion in his chat, he'll block you. He'll block you straight away. Like you said, Gobs has done it to you, but when Gobs did it to you, when they had a little click then, and Paul were in that click then, and I think that click fell apart now.
Like you say, it rings true at the end of the day, because I didn't do anything wrong.
You did nothing. All you said was be a man, like I said. That's all you said.
Yeah.
Well, be a fucking man. And the men, and there should be men.
Yeah.
But, we want to talk. No, I don't want to talk. I'm sick of fucking talking. We started talking in 1945 Then you open gates in 40 fucking X. As women have been getting punished in 55, as kids have been getting. And if some bastard comes in, I will take their fuck. I am not talking. And then you get, oh, well, we'll talk. No. And for me saying that, they look at me as the trouble. No, I'm not. I will protect my people to my last breath. It's that fucking simple. And there's a load more like me.
Fucking
It's
right.
like great social takeback. He has got a beautiful voice. He can debate. He's very humble. He's very humble. Very, very humble. Basically, what I'm saying
so
is,
funny as well. Oh my god, is he funny?
People can like have a dig at him and they'll laugh it off. Like somebody said yesterday, we're on burgers and it didn't work. And rather than it back, he laughed it off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
That's what makes great leaders.
Absolutely
That's what people latch on and think, well, this kid's got something special.
Yeah,
this kid is humble. He don't take sides. He stays in middle and he debates.
Yeah.
That's what you want. So, yeah, I love that lad. I think he's a great lad. And he's backed by himself. He takes it out of his own time. And he does a fucking great job. He does a brilliant job.
Yeah, he should be proud of himself.
Oh, yeah, he should be proud of his bit. He works all hours, God send, and
fair enough with
he's
a hard-working fella.
Yeah, but he must have seen something as well. I'm not saying
he's got 3 kids.
Yeah, but he's brilliant. He's a true man. He's a true man, what I'm saying here.
Yeah,
and if everybody were like that...
more like him.
Yeah, if everyone were like that, we won't have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying to you is, the division, like I said with that, the division has come from him. He got in touch with
It's such a shame. It really is such a shame.
Yeah, but then he'll go online, like, I don't even like talking, he'll say, the rally is, Bob at number 10's died today, Postman Pat's died today, I thought you're depressing every bastard. And then he won't tell you that it's him that started it, but all his videos are still up. I
can believe it. Like, I want to say I can't believe it, but I can believe it.
I've got no fucking dog in this fight. Like I said, whether he's here or not, it don't fucking bother me. Started talking to me, I started talking. Well, text, whatever.
Excuse me.
I mentioned his name once in a video. Boom, my channel got obliterated. 12 hours to 15 minutes, and I know what happened. But like I said, I'm not.
It's just unbelievable that my mind was blown when you released that video. I have to say, like, I literally fell off my chair.
Yeah, but it's not that. I've got emails, right, and basically, lassies send me emails sometimes. You know what I mean? Saying, "Oh, look at what he said in chat at so and so minute." So what I'll do is, and I'll go on it then, and I'll look at it, and I'll think, "Whoa, you two-faced bastard!" And he keep, I'm a nationalist, and I'm like, "You're not a nationalist. You went with Ben Beach straight away." But get on this. This is why Great Social's a bit peeved with him, because I can understand Great Social. Great Social, he's got half caste, stepkid or whatever. He's got them in family, like I have, like you have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So on his lives, like when he said he come back from Leicester over there, he said his wife went mad at him because he were talking to fucking Asians. I said, that's going to cripple you, just saying that. That's going to cripple some of your audience. You can't come out and say that and say that you're a national, and then say that you follow Ben Habib straight away. You know what I mean? It's like, which one is it, fella? So you must be doing it for clicks and views. But then they say, well, it's senile. I don't know, it's fucking senile. But just keep them away from our pockets.
Well, I think I'm of the opinion that it's essentially largely down to a lack of any real research.
We don't. This one, it tells you that he don't do fuck it. He'll flick through papers all online. That's it. He don't go deep. Like once, fair enough. Let him crack on with it. But he's doing what he did in BMP. I'm just telling you, he's just repeating what he did when he was in BMP. He started his own paper. He called himself a professional writer for his own fucking paper, by the way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he's gonna call himself. And I'm like, people are tired of it. He started with badges in BMP with Green Arrow. So people were looking at him and saying, what are you fucking doing? It's a cartoon character. Even DC Comics come to him and said, fucking cut that out with this Green Arrow shit.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's in that paper thing. But
my God, I had no idea.
Yes, but like I said, I don't care what he does. But it's when he's telling lies and causing division to my people, to Irish, to English, to Scottish, to, well, you know what I mean? And like, and then I think, well, that's a bit nasty, that. And it's like I said, he can do as many lives as he wants. I do not care. But when he got his foot in door, he used to say, I respect, oh, well, Vinny's going live tonight at 9, or Gobster's going live tonight, or 00 News. So he respected them then, as they respect each other, which they do respect each other. Now does Gobster, Vinny, and Zip. They do, they're good, they're mates, what I'm saying. But now...
As I understand it, 00 and Vin are friends outside of YouTube.
I have no clue. But all I'm saying is now, which it's up to him how many lives he does. But what I'm saying is, he's got no respect for them people, because now he's firing up lives fucking 2 or 3 times a day, which that's up to him. But what I'm saying is, you don't stand on another person's toes if you're the pal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a division that I see, and I'm like, well, you can't trust him. And he's just sat on his fucking perch like a fucking parrot, saying same shit, playing same songs up, which fair enough, let him, I don't care. But it's just repeat. I think I should get a bit fed up with it now. But like I said, they will see through him. Like I said, they got rid of him in BMP, and he tells a lot of fucking lies. But like I said, let him crack on. But now you're paying for super chats. And like I said, he made Paul whatever his name in Spain. He made, I don't know how many, 15, 14 videos, Barrel Boy, with a barrel with gold chain and barrel with alt money in. He's just doing the same shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what can destroy a movement. So they got rid of him. I think in 2011, they got rid of him. And then he popped his head back up in 2025 or 2024. And I thought, what are you doing it again with badges? You're giving badges out and saying, "Oh, you're a Green Arrow girl," and it's like, no, that's nonsense behaviour. I'll tell you the truth, fella. But
now you've explained it the way you have, obviously with the backing information. From an outsider's point of view, with no background knowledge, I just saw that as being just normal, healthy, audience building, channel growth, blah blah blah.
No, it's a pattern. He's done it before. That's what I'm saying here.
Yeah,
but all these people now...
It's horrible to think of it as in a sinister way,
Yeah, but all these people now that he's doing it don't know about him doing it before, you know what I mean? Because he told them a story that it wasn't his fault. It wasn't BMP's fault. It wasn't his fault. No, it was... But I thought, you're doing it again. You're doing it again with your fucking make-believe badges. And, like, you're giving them to females. He wants females to... He counts love hearts and kisses, and he says, "Oh, I think of you all night. Day 5, my wife's not here. I'm getting my car done." It's like he's more red flags than fucking North Korea. But let him get on with it. But he's doing it again. But like I said, I've got no problem with fuckface. If I had, you'd know. Trust me. I'll make 1,000 channels of Bastard Year and Desecrate. I'll do it on X.
I bet you would.
Well, he just don't come into my domain. Like he did with Simon, like he did with where he was saying online, "Oh, they won't debate me," trying to make himself look big, and I thought they will annihilate you.
He did a pretty good job of making him seem like the victim. Like I thought he was.
Well, look at his videos before that. He's left them up the docile cunt. That's what I'm saying. It's all there. Everything's there, so you can't lie about it.
I don't have the time to keep up with most people's live stuff. As stuff comes out, I'm working so much. I used to be on YouTube like 24/7, just watching what was coming out. But now, I'm lucky if I watch an hour's worth of content a day.
Well, what I do, right? When I'm working in my shed or whatever, I've got computer on the side of me, and so I'm at one desk. So if there's a live one, I'll have it on. I won't be working. I won't be watching.
I do, right? Because I can listen to spoken word while I'm working, right? But that's about it. Anything that's got music on, anything that's got any background music, anything that's music itself, ruins my flow. Like I can't do what I do if I'm listening.
I know what you mean. No, fair enough. I mean, each to their own. But like I said, when I'm working, I'll have it on the side of me. You know what I mean? I'll go through chat, whatever, and it'll be on, and that's just it. But what I'm saying here, these people aren't going to come together through this one. They're not going to come together because it's just division. It's, well, I'm on his side or I'm on his side. No, you need to be upset. Get rid of these fake fucking things that want you to buy them cameras and super chats. If you can't see that for what it is, well, fair enough. You crack on and you give them your money. Especially one yin yang, tomato. You can see it. But like I said, I've got no problem with it. You know, but it's just a fucking hypocrisy. I think, well, that's basically you can't be trusted in my book when you're like that. You can't be trusted. And then how he acts with women, and it's like, really? Get somebody in that wants nonsense. And just let them watch a stream when he's had a drink and say, they'll go bump, red flag, bump, red flag, bump, red flag, bump. And I'm like, I can't be arsed with that shit. But when he starts picking on lads, good, like he picked on you, what I'm saying. I didn't agree with that. No, because
I did. You know, kind of step on a landmine. It's not like I didn't release a song that was definitely going to piss people off.
No, listen, look, I ain't got no against it. I got a Puffy, whatever his fucking Harry Potter name is. Right, but you can tell the man, well, he's not a man. When I don't mean I mean, would you put him on front lines? No,
I don't even want him representing us. You know, our side.
Right.
He's a terrible representative. I thought that was the thing. I thought he was bad for GA's channel. I thought Green Arrow's channel was on the verge of becoming something really cool. I thought it was going to be really, really good, and he was getting really professional. And then it all just went like bad again. And it was largely because he kept like abandoning the show to abs. Like he'd get drunk, and then he'd get abs on, and then he'd abandon the show.
Well, if you've noticed now, fucking abs has abandoned him. They've all abandoned him. They might make an appearance now.
I haven't been watching, so and not because I, you know, it's because I'm not really interested anymore. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, fair play. Each to their own, lad. But like I said, it's just the division. Like I said, he's only popped his little fucking Welsh head up front valleys about fucking 8 months ago. Like he's saying, oh, it took me 12 months to get 4,000. Took me 6 weeks to get 3,000. Then my channel got obliterated. It took me 4 months to get 10,000 and my channel got obliterated. Don't come to me with this. I'll obliterate you.
I've been watching it happen, Sax. Like it's been blowing my mind.
Yeah, but if you've got a show like that attracts people, which would attract people if he had proper debates, but like I said, it's always one-sided, and if you have an opinion, he'll time you out, delete you, whatever, and he's got a couple in chat that I'm not going to mention, but they do it as well, and it's like, well, you're meant to be one of them, and it's like, well, there's no point going there. There's no point going there. I'm not going to send any people there, and if any people ask about it, I'll say don't go there. Man's a straight fucking sex pest, like some last at summer wine, and he actually drinks fucking wine. Oh, and he used to be Captain Birdseye. And it's like, well, what? Oh, I've got a medal. One. Oh, yeah. Oh, I might write an autobiography, but people won't believe me. I'll say, well, they won't if you've got one medal. And that's just a campaign medal. You know, I don't want to go down these routes. But it's like the blowing smoke up his arse. Basically, he should be there for debate. He should have a good head on his shoulders. Like great social take back. And he should be in middle, you know, with debate. But he's not. He's just going towards side, which he thinks he can profit from. And like he'll say, oh, no. Well, hang on a minute, you'll set your channel up. You won't ask people for money to be members, which you did. I've got it all. You haven't even deleted it. You won't ask for super chats. You won't. He's fucking gone full 9 yards now. It's like, well, hang on. And he's going, oh, well, I need it. No, you don't. What do you need? No, you don't. You just sat on your perch drinking fucking rum. That's all you're doing. Well, like I said, I don't have a problem with him. I don't even enter my fucking head most times until I get an email saying, look at this, what he said. And then I think, oh, man, he's a Peter. But each to their own. But I know he's got a past. And if he don't want me digging into it, he needs to back the fuck off with my people. But like I said, and the ones that he's got with him now, I mean, well, once they realise what he is, they'll think, well, they'll sidestep him. Which they will. They will. It's that fucking simple. But you can say, well, I said, I don't appreciate. If you have an opinion and you have a channel, get a debate on, get 2 people on or whatever and have a debate. If somebody's in wrong, take it on chin. Fair enough. We go again. Not, oh, no, oh, we ban him. That don't work. It only works when a fucking narcissist is controlled. And that's just top and bottom of it. It's like now, like with Freedom Dad, I like Freedom Dad. He's doing a fucking phenomenal job, is Freedom Dad. He is. He's doing a phenomenal job. But like I said, reason be why Ulster's late to party is because it wasn't happening in Ulster till recently. Do you know what I mean? It's only started happening recently with
Asylum. Really thick and fast as well. Like.
Yeah. So I
thrown
do.
in at the deep end, shall we say?
Yes, yes. So I respect her. He puts it, and he does put his life online. Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah. He got the shit kicked out of him like a couple of months ago.
Yes. But all I'm saying, he's doing right thing for his people. That's what
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
doing. He's
absolutely
doing it
right.
for his. He's not doing it
It's
for
why I
money.
made a very heartfelt tribute to the man. I really appreciate him.
I think he's a fucking great kid, and I'm protecting
Yeah.
women's life because he's one of those. What I'm saying is, he don't go for greed. He don't go because he knows he gets trolled if he says, "Oh, I want members," or he knows he'll get trolled and says, "In it for money." So he don't do that. He might have buy me a coffee, but he needs something to get to A to B to C. Do you know what I mean?
You
You
know
don't
that
have
they're currently
membership.
trying to get him done for possession of a
Yes,
key ring.
yes, yes. That's
Isn't it
what I mean.
insane?
Yes, yes. But that man there is a beacon of hope for them. You know what I mean? In Ulster, he's letting them know, and they're agreeing with him. Now that in my book, I'd knight him if I were a
Yeah,
fucking.
I agree. I agree.
But what I'm saying is, these other channels then will grift off him. But I don't think he can see this yet. But he will see it. Well, he has
Right.
been seeing it because others have been doing it.
He called him out like not so long ago, so he is aware.
Yeah, but and you just notice now with Green, oh, I love Ulster women. Oh, I love everything's them. Not because he loves them, it's because no one else will
one
let
or
him
two
in.
videos that I clicked on just to have a look were very, very Ulster related.
But Ulster people are our people. Like I said,
Yeah, of course.
Freedom Dad's doing a fucking great job, and the lasses of Ulster, they're strong. Same as the men, they're loyal. They will die for their cause, which they do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is, it don't need no fucking alcoholic going into the chats at 77 trying to chat them up, saying, you know what I mean? They're their own people. If they won't fuck it, they're our fucking people. In other words, he'll divide it. But they will see it soon. They will think, well, hang on a minute, that's a bit out of order. Oh, have you got, what is it? Oh, have you got new earrings? Oh, they're big. Is it so I can't nibble your neck when I see you?
Oh
Think,
God!
what the fuck's he just said? But I get it sent to me, and I'm like, why is it? No, it's not normal behaviour. I'm sorry, but if he said that to my lass, I'd be at his fucking door, 77 or not. He'd be on his ass. But there's take the notice to knock. No, he's overstepping his mark. He's got to stop it. Just because he's getting on at home, tell him to use his fucking hand like he's been using. Tell him to stop it with a female.
There's no way he doesn't know that's not inappropriate, surely.
Of course, I've got it. I think it was. I won't mention last name, but like I said, I get emails sent and they tell me what time to clip it at, and I've got about 2 hours of it, but I won't use it until he oversteps his fucking mark. Then I'll make the top 10 at 10. Trust me. But I won't. I'm not doing it through. I'm doing it to tell him keep to his fucking lane.
And certainly for everybody concerned, it would be better that you two didn't have a beef.
Bingo. But the one up, this one, Badwolf.
It's certainly that he has a beef with you, whether or not you've got a beef with him.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know him. I don't fucking know him. I only know him from I've already known him. Well, when here. So it's been about 5, 6 months.
Yeah, no, so if that.
Look, he's a fucking control freak. He's a narcissist. If people can't see that, well, that's on them. But I sidestep it. You know what I mean? People that can see it, sidestep it and let him crack on with it. It's that's the way I look at it. But I'm saying it's the division that he causes. It depends what mood he's in. And he can fight as many lives as he do what he wants. But it comes knocking on the door, what I'm saying here. Then it's, hi, I'm from the valleys. Hello, blue window, and all this crap. Then it's, oh, well, I'll start doing lives, but you do yours at 8 on a Thursday. I'll knock mine off before yours. And then you do it. And then that just went straight out window when he started getting like 20 people in. He said, right, I'm firing them one up in the morning, afternoon, and night, or whatever. Which, that's up to him. But to be on the other end of that, like other people that do it, you know what I mean, at 8s or 9s.
Yeah.
He just, them rules went out window because it all went about him then. And like somebody sent me the other night when he's going, oh, in the valleys, oh, the Gobster's not spoken to me. 00 News and other one, Vinny, and what do you call the other one? Fella, what do you call him? Fucking ball lad on the internet. Dino Bate. He said, Dino Bate, and talk to me for months. And I looked at it and I thought, God, to see straight through you. They know what you're about. You attack shit that they want to be pals. Everybody wants to be pals and go on like, but you are that odd one out. And it's like, you just give him a wide berth. Not no more, not no less. Leave him alone. He's 70 fucking whatever.
Yeah, well, like I say, I popped in briefly to his chat room after a discussion with you just to see what was going on over there, and it felt pretty normal, but it wasn't my cup of tea anymore.
No, because like I said, that this is entirely up to him. There's no men there. If these men, he gets what 30, 40, and something like that. He'll get in, won't he? Or 25. So he'll get an handful, a couple of handfuls. I get it, son. I get it. Look at this. There's like 99.9% of women, which fair enough. If we want, that's great. But when you're silent,
that's a rare thing on YouTube.
Of course, I've never seen it before like that.
No, yeah.
I can only imagine what he's doing with his other hand under the table. I've never seen it before like that. But this is why I give it a wide berth, because I can't be arsed with it. I've got too much to do. I've got people to try save. You know what I mean? I'm not sat in the fucking.
Your messaging is excellent. I think you put out some incredible videos that are they're moving, they're they're funny, the music's brilliant, and the messaging's amazing.
I fucking try. I try. I really do. But like I said, once you're banned for life on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
They don't have to send you in. What I'm saying is, right?
Yeah,
when you used to get
I totally understand the problem.
Yeah, but they tell you who did it to you. Do you know, if you like get a strike or 2 strikes or whatever, they'll send you email and they'll say this person's reported you. Do you know what I mean? But when you're banned for life, they don't have to do that. Only somebody's just got to message
Once
you.
They work out who you are, they can just
yeah. They just obliterate your channel.
Yeah.
But you find out who's done that, because when you drop that video at a certain time, it takes 12 hours to get it obliterated. So 24 hours. So 24 hours later, boom, bang on, and then that basically leads you with bread trail. It just But like I said, the division, this division has been going on for so fucking long, right? And like I said, you don't want division, I don't want division. Like I said, we've just started doing these live things, right? I'll welcome, and I know you will welcome anybody in for a debate. And if we disagree with them, we disagree with them. That's what makes debate.
At the end of the day, as long as you're not insulting each other, the moment you drop an insult, you've lost.
Well, yeah, even Ben Lush, he got banned. He got fucking banned. I was watching that, and I remember that, and that was only, I think, a week ago. Ben Lush, and he didn't do no wrong, but because the fucking Green Arrow with his badges,
virtually everybody in my chat, I think, is banned from Green Arrow. So
he got accused of doing a joke, and like he said, I didn't do it, or if I did, I'll man up and apologise. But they didn't give him benefit of doubt. They didn't let him explain. They just obliterated. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You think, well, hang on a minute. That's a bit petty, isn't it? You know what I mean? You say you're a grown man, 77. You wear your fucking hat like a fucking. I'm not even going to say it, but that's a bit. You know what I mean? That you can't put roots down with that. You know you're going to get sold out by somebody like that. You mean? First chance they get, they're going to sell you down river, and it's like, whoa. No, he's done it to every cunt, every bastard. He's done it to them all. Well, like I said, each to their own. I mean, like I said, I've got no fucking problem with it. And like I said, I've no problem at all. Because I don't fucking know him. It don't affect me. It don't affect my life. It don't affect what I do. Only thing
it did affect me initially because, I was a regular and I liked being a regular.
I know.
And then all of a sudden I wasn't anymore.
Yeah, he just he obliterated you in one night. He just got rid of you, right? No explanation. I remember it because you were sending me.
Everyone that he sacked me. He told everyone a complete lie. I literally walked away. I quit because I wasn't happy with what was happening with abs. He told everyone that he sacked me, which just wasn't true.
Yeah, but your crime was just telling somebody to be a man. Hang on a minute. Hang on. We want them to be fucking men. But if you've noticed now, they don't go on that either. If you've noticed, you know what I mean? It's not that. It's going to make more enemies than pals. And like I said now, with super chats, and it's basically trolled life out of another man over it, which he has. And oh, I don't want.
Personally, you know, I haven't got a problem if you need the money. I don't care how you make it. Like, I've got no problem with people selling T-shirts, you know, grifting, whatever you want to call it. Grift away.
True, but when a man comes on the scene saying it's not about money, I will never have members, I will never have super chats, I will never take donations. I used to be fucking rich, but I'm in a council house now, sat on a beanbag. And then he starts doing all that. If you can't see him for what he is, fair enough. Like Ben put here, I told them to scroll back.
What makes the difference between a grifter and what everybody else just calls a grifter is lies. People who sell lies.
That's it. Lies. And before you can defend yourself, you're banned. So you can't reply, and you've got to have a right to reply.
Right.
You've got to have a right to reply.
And that was obviously what's been denied of me, and it's what's frustrated me the hell out of me.
Well, like Ben in chat, Ben's in chat saying he's right though. Ben's right.
Yeah,
I remember it. He's coming, going, "Hello, people," and then that fucking one with badges. Oh, got to have a word, rally. Basically, you're obliterated. And what for? Let's talk about it. Let me defend myself. Nope, you're gone. The female, and then he puts it round like he's looking after the female. So that implies.
At the end of the day, you've answered the question really. You know, like, it is unusual that you'd have a chat room full of women, and the only way you could do it is by banning all the men.
Thank you. That's what he's done. That's what he's doing.
Yeah,
that's what he's done. But and then to come through like fucking Robin Hood, men in fucking tights, and going, "I'm here to save the day." He must think them women are after him, and they must look at him and cringe. I'm not saying it. I'm saying it because to me, he's fucking seen that. It's that he's a narcissist. Is what I'm saying here. To me, he's a straight bang narcissist. He's banned more people than fucking Pope got blacklisted, and that's fair enough. Let him go in his own lane. But when he starts reaching into our lanes and picking and piking through our people, then I do have a problem. And I'll tell him I've got a problem. Because if my missus,
I was quite comfortable in the delusion that he was the one under attack. I didn't realise it was, he was fighting
him.
Yeah, it's all new to me. I'm going to be reevaluating everything.
Yeah, no, it was him that started with Barrel Boy, which fair enough, it was a laugh at first. I thought, oh, it's a laugh. I made a couple of videos myself, but then he started trolling because he wanted a debate with Paul. And
I made videos about Paul myself, right?
Yeah.
Not because of Green Arrow, but because I was incensed by the man, because I had a history with the man myself, because I've been watching his channel for ages, and he pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, but he was saying, putting it online, I want to debate him, and I thought, you can't debate Paul. I'm sorry, but you can't. Your knowledge is limitless. It's just lukewarm. If that, you cannot debate. But he was putting it about, I want to debate him. He's front white flag up, and he was doing it to everyone else. But everyone else's were going, no, we just don't want to be with you, but we can see straight through you. Oh, do you want a badge and a lollipop? Oh, yeah, give me 2. Oh, we're going to take my granddaughter to a you don't take your fucking granddaughter. And it's like, really? But then again, I can't talk, but I wouldn't take my fucking grandchildren to fucking rallies and this and that. And it's not that now. People are getting a lot of time, with cameras, I mean, I'm not blaming these. Look, if you go in there to fucking document shit, fair enough. Keep the fucking camera off the boys when the boys are in action. That's all we have. Turn the camera around. That's all we have. There's lads getting 3, 4, fucking 5 years, 2 years on. They're getting pulled in on a Monday. They're getting sentenced on a Tuesday. Your life can disappear if you've got a mortgage or a family or an house. That is gone.
Yeah,
that is gone.
Yeah.
Through what? Through a fucking idiot with a camera.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what gets me mad. And you can see straight through them sort, which fair enough, they won't change. It's what they do. But like I said, it's heartbreaking for grown men that go to rallies thinking they want to make a difference, and then they get locked up, pulled in, and then they're doing 2, 3, 4, 5 years next day. You know what I mean? And they've lost everything.
I genuinely hope that if we can get Rupert Lowe in, he can pardon all these people.
Oh, it would do, to be truthful with you. Rupert, like I said, with Rupert, but yeah, but only thing that can stop what is fucking coming is if everyone stands up and stops it and gets rid of everything.
I genuinely believe that's what we're going to do in 2029. It's
Oh,
just
God,
I'm
I
not sure
hope
we can
so.
get to 2029.
No, well, oh no, we'll get to 29, but what damage is going to be done between now and look at damage that's already been done in the last 2 fucking
I'm
years
just
since
so worried that
2024.
there's going to be another atrocity and the people are going to go mad and then it's just going to spiral and escalate.
True, true, but obviously we don't want that, but it's just on the books. It's
It
the
feels
way
like
these
it's
people
inevitable.
are.
There's savage atrocities happening on a daily basis.
These people are born into a world that they don't have water, they don't have TV, they don't have electricity, they don't have a fucking house, they don't have nothing. All they have is savagery, butchery, killing, killing, killing to eat.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they have. When you take somebody out of that sphere and put them into our sphere, the Western world, and they've got traffic, they've got TVs, they've got phones, their head goes into a shed. All they know is violence. And then when you put that prefrontal cortex on their head, which is up there,
Mm-hmm.
they have not got it. It don't materialise. This is why we kept them at arm's length before 1965, before Liberal got in, because we knew if we let them in with our people, they will massacre, kill, and rape our people, and that's what they're doing. And it'll never change. No, it'll never change until we stop it. It's that fuck it. That's how it is. But the people that are doing it know this. They know all this. They know it all. So what they do is indoctrinate kids and at school. You see, it'd be liberals. Like, you've got to say that 90% of teachers now are fucking liberal. What I mean by that is, I'm not saying women have dicks, but most do. But what I'm saying is, these
I think
teachers.
there's a terrible lack of men in the school systems, unfortunately now.
That's what it is.
Like hit right. For example, when I was a younger man, I thought about it for a little while. You know, would I go into teaching? And then I found out just how many false accusations get made against men in teaching,
True.
and how it ruins their careers. And I thought I do not want to put my career into a lottery system as to whether or not I have a false accusation made against me.
It's not that, yeah, you're not wrong, and all it takes is one false accusation.
Yeah,
all it
exactly.
takes is
one. Fuck that. Like, what man in their right mind would put themselves into that career now? Like, you'd have to be mental.
But these teachers have got in now, they're teaching them to hate white, to hate our race, British Empire were murderers. What we did is brought Christianity to them. We were walking. It's all there, all the memoirs. There's hundreds of thousands of memoirs online, from redcoats in 1800s and that. And they all say the same thing. When we went into this village or into this whatever, there were fucking heads on spikes, there were bodies in pits, the rivers were red, there were sacrificing children and women morning, noon, and night. We stopped that. We stopped. Same as India, when we got to India. What they used to do in India is, if the husband died, they'd bury the husband.
And this was up until recently.
They're fucking still doing it behind Kern. So what they were doing is, when husband died, the wife had to die with husband buried alive.
It's shocking.
Yeah, but we stopped all that. But they've twisted it and said we went there in genocide. You know what I mean? We didn't. We stopped all that. Like in Africa, we stopped all that, but they've spun it. But now they're running with it in schools because teachers, these liberal teachers, are agreeing with it and going, well, yeah, British Empire did this, British Empire did that.
When I listened to the American soldiers talking about the fact that they were ordered to turn a blind eye to the boy rape.
Yep, in Afghanistan, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And these same fucking soldiers brought them over here in A130 buses. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And your politicians are going, oh, we don't like, you brought them in. You brought, the only, look, armies, I love army. The world, hopefully they'll revolt. But it's not that, it's the ones in power, the fucking generals and that, you know what I mean? It's them that have been turned. It's them that are doing it. Because if they spun the rails and said to the army, lads, listen, lads, we've got to take this. We've got to take Parliament. This needs shutting down. We need these people out of this country. I know lads would do it. I know they'd do it. But these fucking generals,
they're our brothers. They're our sisters. They're our. You know what I mean?
That's the ones at the bottom of them. I'm on, but like the generals and this and that and the colonels. It's them that won't do it because they've got too good of a life. That's not a warrior to me. Your first port of call is protect your people, protect your land, protect your people. If they knew how much blood this fucking country had served to protect it, it's unbelievable. But they won't teach it. They won't fucking teach it because they need an enemy, and that enemy has got to be us. It's our fucking country, but that enemy has got to be us. They're telling these people that they built all this shit and then they got took back, and they believe it.
It's so annoying. It was beyond annoying. It's insulting.
It is very insulting. But what gets me most is, like I said, when I'm in shops or when I'm in, I'll see them and they're talking the fucking waka waka language, Mogadishu or some shit, and then they're getting in a and they don't know left or right. I don't mean left. I mean a sign like a one way or. They don't fucking know. So how are these people getting past? And then you look deeper in a way with people that pass them in the test and they say, we've got to do it. And I'm like, well, what? Because I know too. And I'm going, well, why have we got to do it? Because we're getting told we've got to pass them. If we don't pass them, they won't meet the quotas and we'll get sacked. So basically you're getting blackmailed. And they're going, yeah, we're getting blackmailed in a way. But if we say, oh, we're the cunt, we're the twat, we're the bastard, we're the bully. Not that they're going to take a family out on M62. No, you can't say that. But they are doing that. But it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's just madness. Because at the end of the day, if Rupert Lowe does get in, we're going to start petitioning every bastard that's let these in and put them in these driving tests that have caused this. We're going to get them fucking lifed off. I want the gallows back. I will gladly stand morning, noon, and night and drop that fucking action. 100,000 times a day if I could.
I'm in full agreement with you. In fact, I would actually use exponentially increasing daily lashes until death.
What gets me is they know they're committing treason. This is what, but they took that off. Tony Blair took that off. First fucking week in office in 1997, he took that off. Well, why would he take? There's only one reason why he'd take treason off.
Because he knew one day that he'd be fucking held for it.
I hope God fucking my judge. I hope if Rupert Lowe does get him, like I said, Rupert, he's the best man that we have got at this moment in time. Once he gets it,
incredible man. Right? He's very wise and he's very funny and he's never put a foot fucking wrong yet.
But our thinking now is we've got to get behind Rupert because he's the only one out there talking sense at the moment. He's the only one out there wanting to protect the women, the children, the men. He's the only one.
He's the only one. He's the only one who does what he says he's going to do.
Yes, but once he gets a foot in his door, once he gets his 4 years in office, if he gets it, which God bidding, I hope he does, that opens door for nationalists then, do you know what I mean? That opens door.
He's got a plan at the end of the day. And the plan requires everything to be in line. You know, he cannot put the plan into action unless he's got enough. You know, he's got to have a majority. Well, once he's got the majority, he's then got to very rapidly put in place all of the repeal bills, etc., to take away all the laws that are restricting him. Like he may even like have to do some pretty drastic things. And in some respects, we may have to accept a little less democracy for a little while he carries out his plan.
If you want fucking peace, get ready for war. But what I'm saying is, if he gets power, like we're opening in 2029, right? And then, like, say, like it's 2031 or something like that, right? Agenda's just kicked in, 2030 agenda, right? What I'm saying is then, once he's in power, he'll abolish all this shit what's going on now with DEI and that. And then more nationalist parties can get in. Do you know what next round? More than can, like go to, and I don't think he'll be that bothered after he's had his few years in power. As long as they'll leave it with people that are looking after.
As long as the country's heading in the right direction again.
Yes, as long as that's the why people are so much behind Rupert Lowe as well. Because he'll set the foundations, he'll open the door, and we'll be glad to leave it to whoever comes next, as long as they're like him and think like him.
I think we're decades away from having a left-wing government again.
Again, Labour only got invented, fucking back in 1800, got invented for this. This is how far back it goes.
I know. The Fabian Society, literally the Fabian Society founded the fucking Labour Party. It's unbelievable.
How can an indigenous person, no matter where they're from, If you're indigenous to that country, how can you go against your own people and
I
try
know
bringing down? How can
it's
you do that? How is that
it
allowed?
boggles the mind. It boggles. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but they say, oh, it's a democracy. No, well, what do you mean? Any person in power should put the people first, not the fuckers coming in with that can't do the 2 times table at 10 and are raping and pillaging. Oh, well, they need a voice. Well, tell them to fuck off. It's that simple. Or learn them to swim. If I got in power, they're getting pushed back in the ocean. I don't care what you call. I get called it every fucking day.
Mm.
And I say, I don't care what you call me. You come into my speak, you were getting fucking annihilated. It's that simple. And if you come in to see me, 200 yards down drive, you better have a big fucking white flag so I can see it. Because you're getting popped. It's that simple. It's that simple. Because that's where the establishment now has put fathers in a position like that. They don't let the daughters out, which I don't. Swimming pools. These fuckers can't even swim, but they're in swimming pools, just stood there, gawking and geeking with. And it's like, really? Are people that fucking blind? And he needs to open the door, and God willing, he will open that fucking door. And then once that door's open, then the national boom, then we can start patronising ourselves more. Because if we do it now, well, we're still doing it now, but if we do it now,
Rupert's going to do a damn good job of making sure that the English Parliament works in the favour of the English people.
I fucking don't know. He's being asked on this, but I don't know if he's like throwing it. Basically, he can't say the wrong thing. He's been asked a few times. It was that Graham Moore, in fact, that said it. He got asked, will you represent the English? And basically he says, I can't. I've got to represent the people of the UK. So, but like Graham Moore said, well, hang on a minute. Scotland's got representatives, Ireland's got representatives, Wales got representatives. But I think, well, he's got to say that, Graham, because if he says, well, yeah, I want to represent the English people, he'll get sacked straight away. They'll shoot him down straight away. Do you know what I mean?
But
so
also,
it's
it's kind of true. At the end of the day, I don't want to upset the Scots or the Irish or the Welsh or anyone.
They're his brothers.
We fall. Like they're going to fall too. They have to help us so we can help them.
Yeah, but it's all division. Everything's division. Every fucking thing's division. All we need is one man for job. We're all together. One right man. Hopefully that man's Rupert Law that'll bring the 4 pillars together.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It'll bring.
I believe it. I'm not. I'm not a faithful person. I've never had faith in anything in my life. I've got faith in Rupert Law.
Yeah, do you know what it is? When he built a party, but only a few months ago. Do you know what it is? It was like, and I am a fucking nationalist. I am pure nationalist for my people. Whether I'm pure nationalist.
Yeah, I think that's inarguable, Sax.
Yeah, but the way that I felt, off my shoulders, just that I thought,
I think we all did. It was like the whole country breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, oh my God, finally.
But I might as well tell you now. Right, all these people that he's got round him now, these young'uns that are doing things, they're going round talking to people. Do you know Rupert Law and that?
I've met
they're all in the same drama class. They're actors. I can show you it. It's working. No, it's working.
But then part of being a good public speaker, you can't just be good at it. Like you have to learn how to do everything.
They've tried to cripple him that many times. Look, the man's what is he, 67, 68, 69? Fair enough to it, man. Fair fucking enough to it, man. But what that Nigel Farage, listen, what Nigel Farage did to him and that Yusuf, whatever, them looks like fucking Squidward off SpongeBob.
Yeah, oh my God, no, you can't mention it, yeah.
What they did to him, how they tried to get him vilified and locked up in his firearms tuck, they're trying to destroy them. Yeah. And then they admitted it. They come on and they went,
I know. Like that blew my mind, and the fact that he's had no trouble from that. Surely that's admitting to a crime, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. And in a normal working democracy, that'd get flagged straight away, and they'd be on trial. Let me just let my dog out. I'll just let my dog out. Give us a minute.
All right. Don't worry at all. I'll have a look at what's going on in chat. Everyone behaving themselves. Let's have a look. Have we got some? Is that Silent Matthew Roberts? Is a name I don't recognise. Hello, Silent Matthew Roberts. Oh, Kathy MC. Hello, Crafty La. Hello, Ben Lush. We've been talking about you. You know, we know that you're here. Dreeval165. Welcome back. Hermetically 903. I think that's another new name. Hello. Trig, all right, mate. How you doing? Good to see you. Bradford B6N. Bradford Lad B6N again. I don't think I recognise that name. Hello, good to see you. And then the regulars. No Paul tonight. I can't see. We've got no Paul. Jackson. Great to start. Take back's probably gone to bed by now. Hello, Jezzy. All right, mate. Yeah, so far we've been nightly. I'm not sure if Sax is going to get bored of talking to me or not, but I can't imagine myself getting bored of talking to Sax. Sounds like he's coming back into the room now.
Right, he's still there. Sorry, just let dog out.
Yeah. I've just been saying hello to chat. Would you mind doing the same thing for me? Because I'm just going to nip to the toilet while you do that.
Yeah, great. I'll have a look through this chat.
All
right, I like Ben. He's on ball, is Ben.
Right, back in a couple of minutes.
He's on ball, is Ben. So is Dan Liner. He's getting on ball. Are you alright, people? Sorry, Ben. Like I said, I'm potato with this. I'm glad. But like I said, I do read ye lads' comments, and I think, well, they know which way wind's blowing. Same as Bluebell as well. But yeah, like Dino puts out good. Yeah, he does. Dino does. Basically he's on our side. If you're on our side, and you're having and it's for us and our people, I'll support it. I'll support it all fucking day, whether I agree with you or not. I'll support all that. This is what I mean with division. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. There's a few here. Gezzy P. Hello, fella. Crafty La. Oh, Crafty La. Oh, you Scouser, fella. Silent Matthew Roberts, you asked that. But what you need to do, people, come on, you know what I mean? If we do it tomorrow or weekend, just come on and have a chat. It's a lot, but just come on and have a chat, and we'll all put our heads in the same direction, and we'll get something going. What I mean by that is we need land, and what we need fucking land. We need a plan B. They all do it. They've all done it. We need a plan B, and if we all do it, we all put into it, we'll all get it. We can all put shit on there, static. We just need that. We need somewhere to fall back to, because that's what's going to come if this carries on. But it's madness. It's fucking madness, the division. So fucking madness. They're going round this estate, what I'm in now, and they've been taking flags down, and it's like, really? It's really? I don't know if I could. That would upset me. But it's what they fucking do, you see. It's what they get paid to do. But yeah, God willing, I hope Rupert fucking Lowe gets in. But like I said, once Rupert Lowe gets in, that'll lay the foundations.
Absolutely right. While I was away from Mike, I heard you talking, and you mentioned again what you mentioned the previous night about land. And this is something I did want to ask you about. Obviously, I don't know how detailed you can go into your plan. How much land are we talking?
Well, really, the more the better, to be truthful with you. But as much acres as what we can get, and we need it in the coast. Basically, you need to be self-sufficient. What's coming in now, if you've noticed with food, right? Like the Iranian war now, right? Yeah. What they did was, this is all by design, all the fertilizer, over 90% of the fertilizer in the world comes from Iran. Well, it did. So right. Donald Trump telling people, oh, well, it wasn't. It was Israel that blew all the plants up that made that. So that's going to starve, they say, like 44% of the world. It's all by design. It's all to make you starve and everything like that. It's not going to get any better, and they're going to carry on doing it. It's all to make you... they're going to go for food. They've gone for food. They've gone for water. Because, like I said, each 2030 they want it wrapped up. They want it wrapped up.
So when you say land, we're not talking about a farm. We're talking about a
land.
county of land.
Well, what they've done in America now, right? Because look it up. They call it Charlestown. It's down.
Yes, I'm aware of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically,
I believe they've done similar experiments here and been legally shut down straight away.
Well, this is what, because it's rigged against us. It's rigged against everything's rigged, but always, not
There's
only.
No way you can get away with doing that legally in our current society.
Oh yeah, you can. If it's a democracy, you can. But like I'm saying is,
but you've got to get Rupert in there to repeal anything that would stop us in the first place. That's what you're saying.
It's always the same fucking people that lobby it. It's always the wall talkers. It's always the Jews. Their job from birth till death is to get rid of us. You've got to get that in your head. No matter if you see them and they say hello to you. They fucking hate you. It's in the books. It's what they do. They've got to infiltrate you. This is why when you see them online and you think, oh, I can't believe this white person's saying that. And I go, they're not white, they're a Jew. They're a Jew. They're simping as a white man. And they tell you that. Look at the profile. Look at this. Look at that. They'll tell you. Hang on, Bradford lad here said, where were you drinking? I was drinking in town today. Bradford, Dad, is it? Bradford lad. I was drinking in town today. Near Old Crown. I've been in Old Crown and that today. That's where I've been. But yeah, it's because in the books as well, it's land. They need, even if you've got land, they want the fucking land, top and bottom of it. The food, the land, the water. If you own that, you own the people. That's just where it is. But that's how communism works. Communism is the state takes everything, takes all land, all houses, which they've been doing already with houses, if you've noticed, with BlackRock and that. Been taking all houses. This is how they do it. This is how they've been doing it.
So how do we get land?
Well, right, I've had land, but right, we need enough of us in, and it don't cost fucking much. We need enough of us in to put in. Like we'll put in every month, every 2 weeks. I put in every fucking day, and but land's like doubled now because people know you want that land and people are living off that land. But bear in mind, if you do it, self-sufficient, you don't have to go shopping ever again. But yeah, the more land, the better. But we need a big, strong fucking English group of people, Anglo-Saxons, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants we need, and for our people all that. And we need land, probably in Anglesfield, down on East Cut, somewhere, anywhere near there. The more the merrier, but if we've got a bit of land, then we could expend that land. If we had land now, me and you, say like we had 20 acres of land, me and you, right? I would guarantee you that I could fill that up with static caravans and people that had come and live
100%.
That had come and live there because they'd be in their own community, there'd be no rapes, there'd be no pillaging, there'd be none of that. And that's how they do it. That's how they do it in America. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. You start off small, but everybody's got to be on the same page. None of this rubbish, none of that. We all put in. We all get it.
I'll be the first one there, Saxon. I currently live in a static caravan.
Oh, do you? I used to stay in one as well. All right, brilliant. I love static. They're brilliant, aren't they?
Yes, it's great. There's perks to it, but there's also downsides.
But what? Right, I think we've got one in. Is it Blue Dolphin? I don't know. Primrose Valley. My mum used to have one at Primrose Valley. But now, if you go on that, is it Marketplace? Is it on Facebook? Is it?
Yeah. It's the only reason I fucking use the website anymore.
Yeah, but people are giving them away because this is what I mean.
Right, they literally give away perfectly good caravans, all the time.
Because everything's going up. So middle class now are feeling it. Basically, middle class would have a Ferrari, they'd have 2 cars, they'd have a caravan, a motorbike, swimming pool. Now they're feeling pinched now because the government's wanting more tax. Yeah. So now they're letting the toys go, and they're feeling it, and they're asking me.
Yeah, and these are a luxury. They're a they're not. You don't need them, do you? Most people don't. They're a holiday home for most people. I fucking live in mine.
Yeah, but fucking hell, mate. I've lived in fucking one many a times. Yeah. Fucking quarter of my family do.
Yeah. But all I'm saying, I wouldn't mind if I had a nice one.
Oh, listen, mate, as long as you got fucking old and cold water, you got a roof over your head and it's fucking warm, It's just that's
Well, you know, I'm tall enough that I can put my feet on one end of the room and my hands on the other end of the room.
Also, it's not a static. So
Yeah, it's
is it
not
just
big.
a
You know, it's
normal
not big.
caliber?
I could do
Right.
with a
No,
bit more space.
I know. Well, we can get that. Like Ben's just put in chat here. Best
Yeah.
startup should start here. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Then you've got somewhere to put your energy to. Because no stopping till 2029, 2023.
Failing caravan parks is a good suggestion, Crafty Lar. You know, is it like it's to be perfectly honest with you, it's been a childhood dream of mine to own a campsite. So that's a good start.
Yeah, because we as Anglo-Saxons, we're in touch with nature. That's what we are. Same as Scottish, Irish, Welsh. They're in touch with nature. We're all in touch with nature, but they keep you away from nature by putting you in cities and they keep you away from it. Keep you. The first chance you get, right, a plot of land, and you have your people around you, like me, you, and all chat and this and that, we'd love it. We'd fucking love it. We'd grow his own food, like I do. Distill his own water, like I do.
Kind of like a cult, but without a cult leader.
Well, you could call it a cult, but it'd be just like it'd be us.
But no, it's a community. You know, in some respects, it's it's a communist community. But
best thing about it, there's no fucking rent. There's no this. There's no this. No that. There's no overhead. There's no worry. You know what I mean? We plan.
I'm sure there's issues and problems that you have to face, but you face them together, didn't you?
There'll be teething problems. There always is teething problems. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying here.
And you'll always have, human problems because humans human.
Yeah, but we need that. No, because listen, I would not have no bastard in there that didn't belong there, that I didn't feel a gravitate. If I don't gravitate toward you, all that, or I feel about if you feel bad at me, you don't like that.
That's how these American communities work. At the end of the day, essentially they interview every new candidate who might live with them, and if if the community doesn't want them there, they don't come.
But this is what I mean. But it's there if we want it. All of us, like I said, we'll get chats going on your channel, and if we want it, like I said, we can all meet up. Like Ben said, he's in Lincolnshire. That's just outside West. We can all meet. Whatever, we can go look. But we need a kit what we can put in. Obviously, nobody robs. We don't do that shit to our own people. We never do.
Well, nowadays there's ways and means of doing this. with cryptocurrency, etc.
Well,
you can generate pots. Yeah.
I'll even go fucking knocking on Elon Musk's fucking door. I'll say I'm South African. But if we want it, we can get it. That's what I'm saying here. If we want it, we can get it. If we want it, we can get it. That's what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
And trust me, if you had it and you've seen end result, like with static, 3-bedroom static, ensuite bathrooms in static, and you know that you've got no overheads, no rent, no bills, no this, no stress, no rat race, no this, you think this is fucking heaven. That's how it used to be.
I wonder if they'll sell us the Isle of Wight.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great, Isle of Wight. But in there, that David Icke, well, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Would be there. But there's other one as well in between Ireland and England. Fucking out Knights Templar on it. I've been there twice, can't say it now. But yeah,
We've got some beautiful islands. We've got some incredible islands around our major islands. There's some beautiful little islands.
These beautiful islands. But if you've noticed,
the Orkneys, etc.
Oh, beautiful. But what I'm saying is, it's like if you go fishing in a river, you'll get somebody saying, we own that river. And it's like, no, you don't. Would you buy it off God? Yeah. Or we own that part of the sea. You can't go kayaking in there.
Yeah, half the coast around here, you can't walk. You're not supposed to walk along, because it's private.
Who give them permission? This never occurred. This only started coming in, right? It used to be in like 14, 15 seasons, and then you abolished it because some people rose up. This only come in mid 19th century, and this. There were none of this until the
this is a major problem for other people in other countries, particularly the touristy places like Jamaica and Barbados, etc., where so much of the beach now is privately owned that the people that actually live in those countries can't even get access to the beaches.
But who's buying the fucking beaches? Like in Thailand, it's the same people. The small lads are going mad with it. In Australia, they're doing it.
Yep.
It's the same fucking people.
Yep.
All they do is rinse and repeat.
But they're spoiling it for themselves, aren't they? Because they're destroying everything. They're like,
no, but to them it's about user. It's about you've got to understand that they get taught that they're God's chosen. But listen, reason why they say they're God's chosen is because they chose their fucking self. They wrote the books, so they're gonna call themselves God chosen. But when they're born, they get that indoctrinated. Stay away from us that much. They don't pay tax. They don't pay anything. Fucking pay or meant to pay. They get told from day one, you are God's chosen, you're allowed to do what you want to these people. I've got it all. You're allowed to do what you want. You're allowed to charge them for this, charge them for that, use it. You're allowed to use and abuse them. You're allowed to use and abuse the bloodlines, the kids, whatever. If the Christian, the fair game. That's how these people think. That's how they act, and that's how they think. And it's that's literally what they do. But what they do is because they're in power. When I say they're in power, I mean like Keir Starmer's wives.
yeah, they pull strings. They make threats.
They're all in power. Also, wouldn't be in power.
They make bribes. They're not. You know, they're not. They don't sit there directly, but they're in control of the people who do.
They're the most horriblest bastards on this planet. They're the most evilest, horrible. To say they're like 0.01% of fucking race, it's like, really? And then when you dig deeper into it and you dig. Have you ever seen that? Is it the greatest story never told about the fucking mustache man?
Yeah.
I watched that in 215, 260. Here, I thought, bloody, that's the truth there. It's showing you the truth. I've got it on that Telegram. That's the truth there. It's on for fucking hours. And what we got sold to us and what we're still getting sold to us now just tells you how fucking horrible and devious these people are. They don't care for nobody. They don't even care for their own. They have 7 vials in their fucking cult. 7. They know they've got to genocide 2 out of 3 of their own people to get to the new world. They want rid of everybody. You've got to understand they want rid of everybody. 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 Now
you know, at the end of the day, the way that they're going about this, it's not surgical, is it? It's more like hitting it with a big fucking hammer. So yeah.
Have you ever heard
casualties of war, isn't there?
Of course they is, but they do it to their own people. They sacrifice.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard an hermaphrodite? Do you know what an hermaphrodite is?
Of course I know what one of those is.
Right. Who made them fuckers? Who started basically who brought them to the table? Them.
Well, I assume genetics. I'll be honest with you, but
what it was, they've seen it with animals. Snails are like they're both sexes in one. Some snails are both sexes in one.
Yeah, right.
From Kabbalah, the Kabbalah's from the 7th century. Basically, that's why they love 777. It's from 7th century Kabbalah. Yeah. It's the fucking book. It tells you what they do, how they put chromosomes to chromosomes, a woman and a man, and boom, the man's a woman. It's fuck. And you're like, well, is that nature? And then you find that it can be nature. If you mix them, it can fall, but not as a rate as what it does with them when it's all done by design. This is how they drop countries with power with people. The people in power, the heads of these countries, if they're men, they're like females who've got feelings like the feelings can be like Macron and fucking Starmer. Because they've been brought up like that to manipulate. You can manipulate them because of the chromosomes. It's fucking mad what they do. And if you notice it, you're cunt. You're anti-Semitic or Islamic, fuck one knows what. And I'm like, do we get one of these? No, you're white.
Even the strongest of men has feelings, Sax. They're just good at hiding them.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying here is, you're not allowed to, you're not meant to do anything against God. What I'm saying here, you're not like, what they do, right, have you ever seen it done, underground military bases? Basically, under your feet now, there's fucking tunnels, there's tunnels, they used to have, like, cars, but they didn't have engines in them, they were on cables before, like, cars come in.
Yeah, I've actually seen the pictures and the videos of these things.
Yeah, I've got them, I've got all things of them. And they used to do that. Everything's
miles and miles and miles of them. It's amazing.
It's fucking round world. There's a tunnel from Scotland. It comes out in Turkey. That's how mad it is, mate. But they vid it all. Because when they reset it in 1800s, they rewrote everything. So the people in 1900s had never had a clue. So the people that reset it in 1800s, all these cities that are under us, all these fucking tunnels and these walkways and everything, they just didn't teach about them. If you don't teach about them, people aren't going to learn. Right, when kids go missing, 9 out of 10, right, when kids go missing and all like that, boom, they're underground. They're underground. If they're getting took for that, for what they want it for,
Oh, God, I don't want to think about it.
oh, yeah, it's there, it's in the fucking books. This is why people are running around with torches going, they were here a minute ago, because they don't think to look underground. They don't think about that. Yeah, it's in the books. And you seen it in New York City just fucking lately.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
How many girls?
Like the way that they all poured out of there, like I've never seen anything like it.
Right, and they all lead to their places of worship. And they all lead under hospitals, especially children's hospitals. You don't know. This is what I mean.
Oh, God, again, I don't want to think about it.
I know, but to fight it, you've got to. You know what I mean? If the people knew, they'd be fucking uproar. If they fucking knew. What would it? How many girls went missing the other day and they found them in tunnels in New York? What it 20 odd humans?
Are you joking me? I didn't know about this.
No, just look it up.
I just saw the men coming out.
No, that was over here when men
Oh
come.
my
Basically,
God.
fire brigade. They've gone down a tunnel and they've found a wall. They've knocked it through. It's straight in a fucking synagogue. Then they've seen all mattresses.
I saw the footage of them coming out. Like,
yes, they were all mattresses with blood on them. Basically, what they were doing in the mattresses.
oh my God.
Thinking about, but only last week in New York.
God, I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, it's only last week. This. I don't know how many there were. About 20 or something young girls, only teenagers.
Oh, fucking hell.
They got found. They were on the way to get whatever sacrifice and go there. I've got the list, what days at year the sacrifice, and it's not only them that do it, it's Freemasonry high up. Anybody, a Rosicrucian, anybody, Skull and Bones, there's over 1,000 secret societies, keep in mind, and they all gravitate to the same thing. Sacrifice. You've got to offer a sacrifice. If you want to dance, you've got to pay the band with but you need to give a sacrifice. If you want something, you've got to give something in their language, you know what I mean? That's how it is. That's how they wrote the books. That's what's been going on for the last 2,500 years. It's all that, but they've hid it. But since internet been out, they haven't been able to keep a lid on it. So now, basically, if you go on that, is it TikTok, right,
yeah,
they've just bought that. Right.
I don't trust the app. I never will.
Right, but what I'm saying about that is, right, the Zionists have just bought it about 4 months ago because people on there, they were waking kids up about Zionism, saying don't trust Jews, well, basically don't go near these fucking people, they're sacrificing children. So they had to go in, it was #1 psyop, it come out of it, Netanyahu, boom, we need to buy TikTok. Now, if you go on TikTok, just type in or make a video, put in that thing, put Zionism, boom, it's banned within a minute or two.
Fucking it's mental.
Gone. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, they talk about it as if it's positive. Like, why would you ban it?
Because they've got to talk about it if it's positive. You've got to understand how many people are still asleep, NPCs, non-player characters. You've got to understand. Don't you ever look at people, or when you see them in a pub or a supermarket, and you look at them and you think that they're so indoctrinated, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, of course.
If King told them to do or Prime Minister, they'd do it. They rolled the sleeves up, for fuck's sake. They give the kids poison.
I found that the phenomena was far stronger in America when I visited America. I found that American people were much happier to fit the stereotype role than English people are. English people are much more varied and eccentric, and you know.
I agree. But then, like I said, it's right. It revolves around, they call it WASPs. Basically us, white, Anglo-Saxon Protestant, WASP, yeah? Right, out of the Epstein files, out of 3.5 million files, right, that ain't even a cherry on the, but anyway, out of 3.5 million, things, right, nearly every page is, we are targeting the WASPs, the WASP women, the WASP kids. Our kids are women, the Protestants, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. But not only them, the colours were doing it, everybody were targeting us and our women. You got to ask yourself why. They need our breed gone. We built the fucking, we We are the pioneers. Our ancestors built everything, and they've set so, like I said, just look it up in Epstein files. It's all, and you'll always see this word wasp. Like I said, some people know about it, some people don't. But what a wasp is an Englishman. It's a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. And all these fuckers, including Epstein, it's all there. Oh, I got a lass, she were a wasp, or I want two lasses, make sure the wasp, or I want a lad, make. And people are like, what's a wasp? And then you tell them, and it's like, well, that's our people. Well, you know, it is now, then, don't you? You know who's targeting you. And you know, it's not just one group, it's all the fucking groups. And it's actually, our biggest enemy is our own people. They sell us out.
Yeah,
they sell us out.
Yeah, I completely agree. If they weren't here doing that, we wouldn't have this problem.
I couldn't be, right, if I were in power, right, and I knew what were going on, right, and I could stop it, right. Basically, if I knew, right, that, oh, I'll take that money and won't say no, but if I had family and kids, and I looked at my family and kids, and I knew they were going to get decimated further down the line, I couldn't take that money.
No, of course
not. Do it.
No, yeah.
But these you got to understand that when
their kids are never going to be affected, are they? They're never going to be affected.
Oh, they will do further down the line because it always flips.
No, they won't, because they won't be living here. They'll be living in some gated community in some other country.
Oh no! Wait, everything's got to collapse. This is what I'm saying here. Society. It's not all about the targeting us because we're biggest on.
But they must have a safe haven.
Oh yes, no.
I'm assuming it's Israel.
No, look, everything's got to fall. Israel, right, you've got to understand the Jew don't have an home. The Jew just goes to other people's country and decimates.
So when you talk about, right, obviously, you know, just for the sake of chat now and just for the sake of history, when you talk about the Jews, you're not talking about all Jews. You're talking about...
No, not all of them, no.
Yes.
No, not all of them, no.
Right. Yeah.
But what all rest of them also have is they want you make to be truthful. But no, most Jews hate Zionists, you know what I mean?
Yes,
most Jews,
That's
they don't even want.
That's what I understood myself.
Yeah. Most don't even want Israel as a country because they know the only way they can get a country is if their Messiah comes back.
Right.
That's happened.
What I heard. Yeah.
Well, that never happened. It got.
So they don't even consider it to be a valid claim.
No,
yeah, that's what I've heard.
The wanderers around the world, the nomads, the wanderers. They go in each and every country and suck it fucking dry. Is what I'm saying here, and they'll tell you that themselves. They don't have a country. They're not meant to have a Israel. This is why they brought the Schofield Bible out to indoctrinate people into false fucking shit. Israel, 12 tribes, were a family. It were a group of people. It wasn't a place, and they've like spun it and said, no, that's ours. No, it's not. If there were any fucking tribes, it's us. We come from that. It's us. I've got it all. I've got it all. From 400 years before 12 tribes of Israel, which were 3,000 years ago. 400 years before that, we had it. We were there, and they tell you this is why we did all crusades and that, and this against Muslims. Yeah, it was to fight Muslims. But the main pinnacle war to get back to his roots, which war? Palestine, Israel. But we lived hand in hand with Palestinians. We didn't slaughter them like they're doing. But these have flipped it and said, no, that's us. It's not. I'm sorry, but it's not. It's not. But the people are that sucked in with fucking lies and propaganda because they're getting taught it, you see. Oh, we can't talk about them. They're God's chosen. Well, they said it's them that wrote the books on it. It's them. Put it this way, like I said, from Truman.
If I was to write a book along those themes, I would put myself in that position. Like, I don't blame them.
No, like I said, all Jews are not bad. They're not all bad, but you've got a big fucking majority of them that wants to decimate the white race. They're big. And listen, if you've got a million M&Ms, and out of them million M&Ms, you've got a few bad ones, I'm not going to see through them for them fucking bad ones. I'm going to get rid of lot. I'm sorry, but it's just like my thinking. I would destroy them. I'm sorry, but I won't. For safe passage of my people in future, yeah. Fucking right I would. And I wouldn't even debate it. And I don't mean that I only mean that in a way as how they've done it to us. And they've got away with it for centuries. Just decimating Christians. They've just done it for centuries. And they haven't batted an eyelid. And they've never been held account for it. Never. Ever. Been held account for it. They lied about fucking Auschwitz. Every camp that they said had gas chambers in. Right, there were 2 sectors in Germany. There were Russian sector.
I'm going to be honest with you. This whole concept of, you know, I don't even like to use the term, so I'm not going to say it. But you know what I'm talking about. This whole idea of denial of a particular event is all very new to me.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, it's there, proves there. That's what I'm saying here. But when you look deeper, it's there. Right, they had 2 zones. They had Russian zone, obviously on east. They had American English zone on west, yeah? So get on this. All the concentration camps that were found on our side of wire, English, American, Canadian, right? Not one gas chamber, supposedly. But all the ones found on the other side, which were Russia, you got to bear in mind, Bolsheviks and power were Jews. Oh, they found them in there. No, they didn't. They didn't build them well 2 years after. That's what I'm saying here. The chimneys didn't go over. Everything. Like I said, it didn't come out. Nobody knew no about it till 1973. And like I said, look at the memoirs. Look at Montgomery's memoirs. Look at even Churchill's history, all this and that from World War. There's not a fucking mention of gas checkpoints. They never existed. It was a psyop to demonise.
Those days don't predate photography, and there's an awful lot of pictures. Like, who are the pictures of?
Right, they reinvent shit. Right, photography come out, I think it was 1832 or 1837. So first camera, and then it shows you the picture at first camera, but who took that picture at first camera? That's how stupid people are. Do you know what I mean? Oh, this is first camera, 1832. Well, who took picture?
It's well, like I assume the second camera.
But this is what I mean. But they're saying that it's like when they did moon landing. It's like, well, who's on fucking moon? Who's videoing it? Who's videoing it? Apollo 12 or whatever, taking back off. Never happened, mate. Never happened. You got a Van Allen belt round you. What I'm saying is, really, you can't get out of that. We're stationary. We're not spinning through space at 666 miles an hour. All well shooting around sun at 66,006 miles an hour. That is not a fucking. We're stationary. Nobody's getting out and nobody's getting in. That's just. And we are the center of the universe. They're only doing it to dismantle God. Everything you have been taught is a lie. This was common knowledge up until Jesuits. I think it was It was 19. I think it was 1929 or 1931. Jesuits. You know, it was common knowledge. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew it. Even them sailing seas knew it. Everybody knew it. But and then they spun it and said, "Oh no, with a boat," just to take God out of the equation, take Jesus out of the equation. That's all. So people would not read the Bible or not go to church, not being nice. In other words, they've done a very good job of it, to be truthful with you. But no, we're stationary. It's like, all right then, if we're spinning round at 666 miles an hour, Australia's down there, China's over there, right? If we got in an helicopter and just went up in the air, didn't go forward, backwards, right, and we landed back down, say 20 minutes later, we're in the same spot. And they say that we're flying around at 666 miles an hour, 666.
Yeah, but surely that's explainable because the air that you're flying in is also going around at the same speed. Like everything is also moving at the same speed. Well, you've got to move through that air, haven't you? If the air wasn't there.
No, you're not. Gravity is not a fact. It's just a concept. It's not a fact. Look it up now. Look it up. Say, is gravity real? And I go, oh no. Well, they won't say no, but they won't say yeah. It's all lies. Everything's fucking lies. They've got to do it. They've got to do it.
I'm absolutely willing to open my ear and open my mind to what you're telling me. You know, obviously I'm a skeptic. I'm about everything, including science. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm skeptical about half the shit that the scientists say. So it's not like I'm completely on board with what they say.
The science,
all what you're saying to me now is definitely it's definitely against my
own. No.
understanding, and it's not that I've bought everything that I've been told. It's just that I live in this world, like I've had experiences. There's certain things that ring true and certain things that don't.
You accept the world that you're born in, and now the world that you and me and all this chat have been born in is a world of fucking lies, blackmail, murder, pillage. We've been born into that.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. That's
but I'm saying I want you to be skeptical. I want you to look. I'll push it in right directions to look, and then you'll go, "Oh my god!" And then you'll start thinking,
absolutely right. This is one of the things that I appreciate about yourself, Saxon. Like whenever I've had a conversation with somebody who's given me these views in the past, from the moment I've been questioning about them, they've got nasty or
well, shouldn't do. They shouldn't do. Well, that's them throwing towel in, to be truthful with you. But no, it only come in, I think, 1929 or 1931, when the story it's around. Well, put it this way, right? Remember Universal Pictures? It came about all black and white films from 70s, 40s, 50s, 60s. When you, well, like, I'm 50, right? So I'm going back when I was like a teenager, 12, 13. I'd always go to my grandma, granddad's, and you'll see Sunday matinee, and you'd always see a globe with an aeroplane flying around it saying Universal Pictures. Right. Look at that globe, look at it now if you want, right? And they're saying they didn't have.
I stood next to a giant version of it outside Universal Studios.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at, they had the picture of the Earth in 1917, like we've got it now with America as a round ball, England, Scotland, everywhere in 1917, but they didn't go up there till 1969. What I'm telling you. So how did they get it in 1917? How did they have the model?
I'm just using. I'm just gonna.
Oh no, but I'm just saying.
I would assume that they'd hazard a guess. Like they'd already done pretty good maps at that point, even though they hadn't seen it from space.
No, because don't forget. No, even have you seen that video at Wright Brothers with plane? You can see how much dodgy it is. Not one of them's watching fucking plane. It's all being contrived. We had free rides. We had Zeppelins. People had Zeppelins and all over. That's why, from all photographs from 1800s, early 1900s, the sky has always been dubbed out. They call it vanilla sky. It's dubbed out because that fucking sky was full of air machines, balloons that you need to pay to travel on. You just got your balloon and you went. I know it's hard to imagine, but that's the way it was. So they got rid of all that, and made aeroplanes, and made oil, and made you pay, drew world up into borders. Passports didn't start popping up till 1920s, 1960s. Look it up.
But a Zeppelin, right?
Yeah.
Requires a huge amount of, I believe in those days, hydrogen gas.
Right.
And then it requires petrol to run it. It's not like they operate.
It run off the ether. The ether. You don't get taught about the ether. It's like, right, what's that big building in Empire State Building, right? See that building there? Buildings like that, same as buildings you've got around England, Zeppelins used to hook onto them at top and recharge. Electricity used to recharge. They didn't
but surely from the grid, like not from the building or from the ether.
From the building, from the ether.
But then, like that again, like battery storage, right? Particularly in those days, energy storage for batteries was really poor. Like even now, but the reason you don't get electric planes, or the electric planes aren't really a thing yet, is because the energy storage density of fuel is far higher than it is for batteries. So in those days, it would have been far more efficient to take a small canister of fuel and run a petrol engine than it would have been to have a battery on board, a thing like that.
You're polluting everything. No, everything. Right. Reason why the planes come in, right, in cost of fucking oil with Rockefellers, the families need to get rich.
That's something I wouldn't dispute with you. I completely and utterly agree that they got Zeppelins in favour of air travel for that reason. That I wouldn't dispute. But the run that there's an energy cost to everything. Like nothing's free, really, nothing.
You're not grasping it right. What I'm saying to you is there were none of this monopoly shit in 1800s.
Yeah, I get.
None of this. This only started when rat race started, when the fucking Jews got the Federal Reserve in 1913. This only started then. There were only 11 families that popped up in 1850s Americas. Now, these 11 families, including Rockefellers, were in charge of everything. They bought the railroads. These 11 families were the top CEOs of every fucking company in 1850. Now, the things that you pull out then is the people that they were outbidding for jobs, contracts, railroads. These people were pulling their out by saying who's giving them this money. It's impossible because their life stories, their autobiography is, oh, we worked all of life for half a penny, and no, it don't. They were getting pushed. Who pushed them? Well, the Vatican. You got the Vatican. They printed their own money. They put them in power, and then they just shut up shop.
They've always been, incredibly rich and very influential.
All right. Look up this then. When passports come out, look at this then. And in some countries, it won't, 1960s, early 70s. And you think, well, hang on a minute. I think in England, Scotland, I think it was 1920s or 1930s passports. And you go, well, hang on a minute. Well, why didn't we have passports before then? Because we didn't fucking need them. It was all about money, power, greed, control. Everything's about money, power, greed. You've got to understand everything.
It's funny you say that. Like, there's this whole idea that the should we call them, the newcomers throw their passports in the sea. Did they actually have passports in the first place? It's something that's always
ID, to get through countries that are probably bad. Well, you see them ripping them up. So to get out of their countries and that, they've got all passports. Yeah.
Why? If their countries are basically lawless places, why do they?
I get that.
Like, and there's no borders between there and here. Why do they need a passport at any point?
Well, because the first country that they come to is a safe country. They're meant to stay in that country. It's against United Nations, even though United.
So that
Nations.
First country that they give to gives them a passport. That's where they get their passport.
Yes, from. But they've got to stay there as well.
Now. So it's not their original. It's not they don't have passports from their original point of origin. They're handed a passport on the way.
No, what they do is they get to their borders, or if they want to go to another country, say they're in Congo, say they're in Congo, you'll get a bunch of fucking kangaroos, Jews, going down saying, right, we want 100,000 here to make it up to North Africa, we'll get you there, make it over the Mediterranean, just say, into fucking Italy, up through Europe, into France, into England, and they say, right, we'll give you passport. They don't even know what a passport is, what I'm saying here. Yeah. But they get them given to them so they can travel then through all Europe.
And this
they get to England to rob pillage us.
Right, fair enough.
They don't even know what a fucking wheel is. They've just invented a fucking wheel in Congo only like 6 months ago, and they're all buzzing. And they haven't got a fucking engine. They're just running around on one leg, and they think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Oh my God. They don't even know what sliced bread is. And these people are put on a par with us in schools and in School of Excellencies and debating, and they haven't got the fucking they haven't got the brains. Only ammunition they've got, and it's the only ammunition they need, is you are racist. The word got invented by Trotsky in 1937 or 39. Leon Trotsky. He made it for the Jews to say it against the Christians. It wasn't about black or white. It was a thing what the Jews had over the Christians in Russia. So the Jews used to just say to the Christians, you are racist. Now that word sprung back up in the fucking 80s in the Americas by design, division. But there were no division in 80s, 90s, all blacks and whites were getting on together, early 2000, and then Obama come in. When Obama got put there because things were going too fucking good, and they needed chaos. They need them guns out of the American public's hands. So what we do is we put a fucking transgender up there, a coloured one with a man as an husband, and what we do is we divide. And since he left, look at the division now, and it's all done by Obama. They put Obama there for it, and it worked. But if you look back in 70s, 80s, 90s, there were no black gangs, there were no white gangs fight. You'd have a little scuffle, you'll see. But then in the 90s, they all started getting on, what Coca-Cola adverts, Back to the Future, all that shit. It was going too good, they need the guns. So they've got world domination then. The only last bit is the guns. But So what they did was, that's why Obama got into power, and then Obama just went with division. We come from picking corn. Fucking do. You're not wrong there, you knob. Fucking right. But the way he did it, look what it's caused. It's all through the Obamas. When they got into power, in 2009 or something, when that's what he got put in power for. And he brought Obamacare out. He brought that where they get houses for out in white neighbourhoods. They don't even have fucking jobs. They don't pay. They can't do a thing. And they're living outside of people that have been Christians that have been good all their life, and they're slaughtering them. All Obama.
Yeah, they've basically made it legal to squat over there now, haven't they? You can just basically break into somebody's house and live in it if you want.
You can go check somebody's fucking house in most states, and if you go to that house and put your key in that door and that lock's changed, you phone police, you'll get told to leave.
Yep.
Yep. How the fuck does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. It's insane.
It's to cripple the white man, the Anglosphere. They're at it in New Zealand. They're at it all over Europe, all over America. But the people in power, they bought, they paid for. They're helping the agenda. They're not sticking up for us. They're helping it by turning it. Donald Trump is there to cause chaos. He's the chaos president. That is it. Marie Abramovich, that fucking spirit cooking. She said this in 2016. He's there to cause division, to keep people on edge and look over your shit. He's there for he's bought, he's paid for. That's why his daughter's married to that Jared Kushner that's just trying to take that land from, is it Monaco or some Albania?
Right.
Well, all Albanians are up. They threw him out and that. But his grandchildren are fucking world talkers. His daughter's married to Jared Kushner, who's a Zionist. He's right up in Zionism. They're playing God, what I'm saying here. They're playing God. You're not allowed to play God. And then they get, oh, well, you're racist. And I go, so fucking what? Yeah, I am, but I could be racist more. But what I'm saying is, if you are a Christian and you're saying, well, I'm a Christian, well, read your book right. Read your fucking book right then. And what does it say? Especially in first one, not part two. That's why I have to bring part two out. Because part one was that radical. The first fucking Bible, well, that radical about destroying nations and destroying people. They have to bring a part two out and say, oh, fucking calm down, Christian. Madness.
I'll tell you what, Saxon. Right, I think we're coming up on 3 hours. It's been another great chat. I've got a topic that I would like to discuss with you. Obviously, it is relevant, but I think it's probably going to be too deep to discuss tonight. I think maybe we could touch on it tomorrow. I'm assuming you know quite a lot about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jeff tomorrow, shall we?
Well, I've got the files. I've got. Well, not. Whatever you want to know, I've got. Shut up.
Yeah, let's have a little chat about Jeffy tomorrow. It sounds like you've got to let your dog out anyway, and we should probably get chat to wind down.
Right then, all right. See you in a bit. Shut up, you little black coon. Right. Love you and leave you. See you in a bit, lad. See you in a bit.
Have a great night, mate. All right.
Oh well, I'm going to smoke some. Shut up, you little.
Talk to you tomorrow. See you
later.
All
right. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.